My heart is sewn into my sleeve, and the threads are burning to break free. Do you feel anything at all? While I lie here on the ground, my thoughts take over my mind. When I knelt to beg you for your time, it's like a pet I let you out. Now slowly there's no healing. The only way to love you is to swallow the night inside of time. I'd rather be under the dirt that you love me. I won't stop until I'm numb. There's no healing. The only way to love you is to swallow the night inside of time. I know you've been having dreams, whispering when you're asleep. Am I dumb for hoping they're me? I should know better, I should know better. Weaving a white flag going under. I should have seen the sign. And the promise with each other. I think it's time. Cause the heart only breaks when there's room to be broken. One foot out the door, too afraid to be closed. It isn't me. It isn't me. Like I'm driving the rain, you don't know where you're going. When someone gives up and it hurts, good to know it isn't me. It isn't me. It isn't me. There's a heart on the face when there's room to be broken. One foot out the door, too afraid to be close. It isn't me. It isn't me. Never wasn't good enough. Don't we call it what it was? Always been what's trying to love, and I can do better, do better. Even though I flat going under, I should have seen the sign. And the promise with each other. I think it's time. Cause the heart only breaks when there's room to be broken. One foot out the door, too afraid to be close. It isn't me. It isn't me. Like I'm driving the rain, you don't know where you're going. When someone gives up and it hurts, cause you know it isn't me. It isn't me. It isn't me. There's a hole in the breaks when there's room to be broken. One foot out the door, too afraid to be close. It isn't me. It isn't me. Seen the light in the dark, but it's been a while. And just remember, it's the heat from my heart beating next to mine. But I surrender with everything I touch seems to crumble. And everyone I love leaves me broken down. Everybody runs when they see me now. So put your hands up in the sky, revel in the storm clouds as they pass me by. Now there's no escape, I realize I'm dead in the light of the light. Feel all the energy when we get connected. Your good is done when you have my full attention. I'll take you away into a dark dimension, and you can't figure it out. I never thought I'd be like this. Further down into the deep abyss, I'll go. Stay off my radar, cause I never miss you. Everybody knows. So I put my hands up in the sky. Revel in the storm clouds as they pass me by. No escape, I realize
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty much ready for this, man. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Distance nerding.
Oh, too loud. Can't hear you. There we go. Hey, what's going on, everybody?
You can't hear me.
Oh, does that mean everybody else can still hear you?
Oh yeah, no, I can hear myself just fine.
Oh, okay. We all know you can hear yourself. Great.
So the whole thing is that's that entire point of the show, right? It's young Phil just loves to hear his own voice.
There you go. Works out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now here because guess what? It's Taco Tuesday, and you know what that means. You are now watching and listening and experiencing, and just taking in the glory that is distance nerding.
Part of the Comic-Con radio podcast family. He's Young Phil. Come on down.
And he's James 5000.
And we're here to nerd together. We're talking about anything pop culture, news, movies, food, wrestling, comics, Comic-Cons, whatever you're nerding out on. We want to talk about it. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Wait, what?
follow us. Did you not catch that?
I caught something.
L.A. Night. Yeah.
There we go. Follow us on
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Threads, YouTube, Discord, all at Distance Nerding. And of course,
All.
ladies and gentlemen, all the places, right? Ladies and gentlemen, of course, if you want to tell us how much you love our show, how much you hate our show, how much James needs to update his lighting, all that kind of
Hey,
stuff,
what?
ladies and gentlemen,
Is it bad?
send us an email at dist
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
nerding at AOL.com.
Move along.
All right, there we go.
Why do you wait until we're on screen and then you're like, oh yeah, James got bad lighting? That's rude.
To be fair, you weren't in the green room at all until he started the show.
I'm not talking about being fair. I'm talking about you making mistakes and not telling me ahead of time. I'm trying to put all the blame on you and not me for my lighting. So just work with me, okay?
In my
Just work
lighting
with me.
situation is not a problem. You know, it's Phil, you're the problem.
Yes, exactly. You're just mad because my skin is very nice and tan and it's soaking in all the light.
And I'm very light skinned for somebody who I know I'm a very, very deprived Hispanic person. Just it's very bad.
It's a good thing we're here to nerd together.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, this week on deck, we've got the Geek End Update.
Cons, and more cons. And cons.
And more cons. And just cons.
And more. Mas cons.
Mas cons. Okay. Starting rumors.
Is Darth Maul still alive? Maybe.
Okay, that's a stretch of a reference, but I get the reference there. All right.
Half-Life.
Half-Life.
Get it? Darth Maul, Half-Life.
The download.
All the good news from around the nerdyverse today.
And of course, we're bringing back the breakdown.
We're snipping into episode 1 and 2 of Ahsoka.
Before we get into all of that, let me get a shout out.
Shout out to Poddex. In fact, this episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. If you're an existing podcaster and a new to podcasting, looking to grow your audience or have your co-host make fun of your lighting or get more engagement, level up with Poddex and check out poddex.com. Use code nerding10. Get 10% off. They're great for interviews. They're great for creating conversations. It's not good for lighting, apparently, because I have bad lighting, but use code nerding10 to get 10% off all those deckety decks.
Right, exactly. Now, you may be wondering to yourself, if the show is brought to you by Poddex, then what brings out all the energy that young Phil has? I got it for you right here. Ladies and gentlemen, the energy comes from the one, the only, the delicious Dubby. Dubby is an emerging brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. Dubby contains no maltodextrin, no sugars, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. And guys, for those of you who are out there trying to figure out if you want a keto-friendly drink, it's that. All right. Dubby contains Neurofactor. It's a neurotropic derived from the coffee fruit. Neurofactor helps give your brain focus and clarity, while the 150 milligrams of caffeine and 3, that's right, I said 3 essential B vitamins help you stay alert and energized. Find out more about Dubby at www.dubby.gg. Use the code nerding10. Get 10% off your order. How cool is that, man?
That is super cool. Didn't we get some like new Dubby news recently?
No, so it's not official. So I can't
Come on,
necessarily say that.
it's official. It's
It's not. It's a program that they're getting ready to work on that we may be testing. So
that's enough to make it official.
it's not official because they haven't announced it yet.
We got an email that makes it official. They're expecting everybody to not talk about it.
No, it wasn't an email.
Oh, so you're just spreading.
No, it was something I got sent. So we're not gonna talk about that.
I'm jumping ahead. We're starting rumors.
Definitely trying to start some rumors
Anyway,
ahead of
just
time.
get ready. Everybody, just get excited. Get on the Dubby train. Everybody's gonna get a chance to have Dubby. It's gonna be amazing. That's all you gotta say, right?
That's good enough. We'll go with that.
See, there you go. I know how to save it. Use code nerding10 for 10% off at dubby.gg.
At w.gg. Better lighting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Geek Update.
You're muted. I guess they need to get better lighting on the geekends. Jesus. All right. Distance Nerding is on Comic Con Radio. Listen to Distance Nerding and our second show, A Comic Conversation, via comiccon-radio.com. It's awesome. Look for a Distance Nerding podcast, even this episode, and a new episode of A Comic Conversation each week. Which one just came out? Was it the Matt Aguilar one?
Matt Aguilar was the last one. I'm getting ready to drop another episode here today.
Give us a tease. Oh yeah, give me the tease.
Elizabeth. You want the tease?
Oh, the tease.
The tease is let's just say it is a certain villain from the Power Rangers universe.
Oh.
So get ready for that.
Woo! I like that. That's a good tease. That was a good one. I'll give you that. Okay. Yeah. So make sure you check out comiccon-radio.com for that interview that's coming soon. Comic-Con Comic Conversation, comiccon-radio.com/podcasts. Jesus. How many times can I say Comic-Con?
I'm super excited for it.
Little girl.
Yeah, I know. And that was a fun interview too.
It was.
That was a really cool interview. So I'm excited for everybody else to check that one out. Because I'm not supposed to say it.
Yeah, because it'll be out within the week. So,
and we're gonna be pumping out more. We got a lot going on. It's gonna be amazing. Speaking of a lot going on, we got some shows coming up. Sac Anime is right around the corner. Sac Geeks will be there. We just posted that. I don't know if you saw that. Bex posted that Sac Geeks is going to be at Sac Anime. Sac Anime is September 1st through the 3rd, right here in Sacramento at the Safe Credit Union Convention Center in downtown. I'm excited. That's going to be awesome.
Are you actually
Lake-
going this time?
I'm going to try to go. Well, I'll take that back. I'm not going to try to go, even though I want to go. The reason why, it's our anniversary that week of weddings. You know how it goes. You know how it goes.
Yeah, 'cause I just did
So
mine.
just got to play it cool. Just got to play it cool. Priorities. But I mean, I do want to go to check that out. And I know Sat Geeks is going to be there, so that's going to be awesome. Also, towards the end of the month, Lake Tahoe Comic Con, September 23rd and 24th. So, like, that's 3 weeks in between cons. Do both. Do both cons. Go to both cons.
Yeah.
Lake Tahoe, right up the road. That looks pretty fun. I think it's going to be Sam Jones from The Flash will be there.
Flash
Alan
Gordon. Sorry, from Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon. I'm sorry.
A whole different monster. Flash Gordon
silly.
inspired Star Wars.
Silly. It's
Different.
the bad lighting. It's hard to read. It's
Oh
hard
yeah.
to read the monitor with the bad lighting in here.
And you had good lighting, man. You
need-
got like a decent ring light.
We need like better OSHA standards, please. You know, there's probably my eyes. I'm getting old. It's probably my eyes. Anyway, like Tahoe Comic Con is not going to fix my eyes, but it's going to be fun. September 23rd, 24th, and then Heroes Fest down in Fresno, supporting Project Wish Upon a Star. I'm super excited for that. It's going to be awesome. You're going to go dance with some people. Going to go hang out with some people. Going to go have fun. Oh, always good to see good friends.
Gonna get into it with another fan like I did last year.
Mhm. Gonna go hang out. Maybe Double A will make an appearance. Amazing. So that'll be cool to check him out. See some other Fresnoians. Maybe some Deadpool Fresnos will come hang out.
Yeah. Some
And it's
famous Deadpools walking around. Maybe a Cindy Rue cosplay.
There you go. That is true. You're right. So make sure you go check out Heroes Fest, September 30th, down in Fresno at Heroes Comics. Shout out to Heroes Comics. And it's all to support Project Wish Upon a Star, one of our favorite nonprofits to work with.
Right.
They're so cool. If you haven't heard about Project Wish Upon a Star, they take kids with, say, cancer or some issues, and they bring the con to them. So they, now that we're out of COVID, they can take them to the cons with some special restrictions. They get to meet celebrities, get swag, get autographs. It's amazing how much they give back to these kids that, day to day have a tough life, but they treat them so well for that one day, that one weekend. And everybody shows up, from vendors to artists to celebrities. Everybody is willing to chip in and help out these kids. So make sure you go support Project Wish Upon a Star.
Absolutely.
Yay. But I'm not done with cons. The next show we got coming up is Metal Art Comic Con, October 7th, up in the Oregon. You ready for some Oregon?
Oh, I'm always ready for some Oregon. You know what? At this point, I love going to Oregon just because
we have so much fun in Oregon, dude.
Yeah, like the fans are really fun. We meet a lot of cool people while we're out there. So I'm excited to go back to Oregon and see a lot of the not just the fans and the nerds that are out there, but also all the cosplayers. They have some pretty solid cosplayers out there.
They do. They actually show up for that, so I'm super excited. So shout out to Shayla, who we saw at Anna Medford. We saw Win the Unknown, which we met both of them at Metal Art Comic Con. So I'm super excited for that, and go hang out with them. Maybe who was it? Amy Sun-hee will be there again, and her booth babe, Sean.
Amy Sun-hee. So hold on.
Come hang out with us. It was fun. I love meeting people at these cons. It's so much fun.
I pulled this out of the box. So this is something that she
What's in the box?
I know, right? That she. So I was making it a big deal. I was telling her how much I like this picture. Right? It's Meowth at a fish market selling like fish Pokemon.
It's so cool.
And I was telling her, like, I really like this drawing, like the way that this is done. She also signed it for me, and I got really excited about this. So I still have this in here. Shout outs to them. They said that they loved the way that we did the show. They loved how we hosted. They loved that we shouted them out, and they felt like it was right to give me that. And I was like, I was at a shock, like a loss for words, because it was so great to, kind of just meet good people and them kind of like recognize us as being cool too. So
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get a print. I guess they liked you more than they liked me. Maybe it was your lighting. Maybe you had better lighting.
My lighting's always better though. That's the thing.
Exactly. No, they gave me some free stuff. They gave me some stickers, and they were great. The kids stole them, so I mean, at least other people are happy. But that's fine. But no,
That's
shout
all
out to Amy. She was great. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, Metal Arc Comic Con, October 7th. Go to metalarkcomiccon.com. Get tickets. Come hang out. It'll be so much fun.
We may need to see if we can like steal Say Wong and bring him out to Oregon with us. He said he's never been to an out of state con.
Dude, you should come hang out. Just come hang out. Just
Yeah.
jump in the car.
Exactly.
Just like shout out to Tyler. Our boy Tyler comes and hangs out with us all the time. He's like our little roadie. It's great.
Exactly. Even though he's not in the chat right now.
Even though he's not in the chat and he falls asleep. He falls asleep way too
Oh.
much.
Did you fall asleep again?
Are you asleep?
Are you asleep?
Jeez, that guy. Always sleeping on the job. No, but it's good. Oregon is very good to us. So we want to be good to Oregon.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think that's it for the Geek End update.
Yeah, it is. So guys, it's time to get into the fun parts of the show, as if the fun part of the show isn't just James's face and his lighting.
Not my lighting. Is it my hat? Maybe it's my hat. I got to tilt my hat up. I'm so self-conscious right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the show. Let's get into the meat of the show here, because it is now time to start some rumors. If I don't know.
All right, check it out. I only got one rumor, but it's a juicy one.
Oh yeah.
It's from Ahsoka. We'll talk more Ahsoka later when we do the breakdown, but let's get this rumor out of the way. So when the credits rolled at the end of Star Wars, episode 1 and 2 of Ahsoka, a familiar name popped up as voice credit. That name was Sam Witwer. Interesting. You're like, what do I know that name from? The voice of Darth Maul and of Galen Merrick, aka Starkiller, from the Force Unleashed video games. I mean, I didn't hear his voice anywhere. It's interesting that he all of a sudden he popped up.
Like it may have just been a grunt, like something like that. But I mean, like it's enough where he's gonna get a credit for it.
Yeah. So that's cool. Okay, I get it. You're in there. Good. You get a credit, but got fans speculating, like, why did they bring in Sam Witwer for this? That, maybe he's the mysterious Inquisitor Merrick, even though he didn't get a line yet.
Right.
But we'll see. But maybe the Inquisitor is Starkiller? Yes? No? Thoughts?
I mean, okay, so I talked about this last week, right? I was talking about General Rom Koda, right? And how I felt like Kanan is the spiritual successor of Rom Koda. Rom Koda was the master of Galen Merrick when Galen Merrick went to the light, right? So that's kind of it's kind of like, it would be great if they brought Galen Merrick in, but the thing is, I feel like he's going to be completely nerfed if it's Galen Merrick, because Galen Merrick was strong enough to take on both the Emperor and Darth Vader by himself.
So explain who Galen Merrick, who Starkiller is from the video games, because technically it's not canon yet.
No, not anymore. So now it's part of the Legends continuity. So it's no longer canon, which kind of upsets me a little bit. But they also never finished the storyline, because the third game was right, like when they were developing it, was right around the time that Disney bought it out, and Disney said we're no longer doing third-party video games,
right? And
they cut everything out. And I'm forgetting his name. I think it was Shane Black. It's something Black. He decided not to.
Jack Black.
It's not Jack Black. He decided not to make another game in continuity. And they just kind of ended it with Galen having Vader as a prisoner, and that's where the game ended. Right.
Gotcha.
The original stuff, like kind of like the point of the game, not point, but like the plot of the game, without like giving away a lot of spoilers, but the kind of original plot was that Galen Merrick was essentially the precursor to the Inquisitors. So
Well, he was like Vader's
secret
like
apprentice.
his apprentice. Yeah, his secret apprentice. That's how they put it. Secret
Right.
apprentice.
The idea was Galen essentially gets kidnapped by Vader as a child. He was the son of 2 Jedi that had left the Order. They got they fell in love, got married, and went to Kashyyyk, and had him and lived amongst the Wookiees. And basically, when Vader starts hunting down the remnants of the Jedi that survived Order 66, he murdered Galen's parents. And as he's going to go and kill Galen, as he does every youngling that he comes across, he goes to go swing his lightsaber at him, and Galen just like nonchalantly stops his hand. Right. And it's kind of like, okay, this kid has to be powerful if you're like 5 years old and you can stop Vader's hand.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. So he takes him on, makes him his apprentice, and essentially the game is you hunting down Jedi. Right. And like you hunt down a lot of like these different Jedi, but then a lot as the story goes on, you start to realize that, Vader's using you as a pawn, and the Emperor is kind of like, you realize that the Emperor is a problem and everything like that, and you kind of turn sides. The idea is the rebellion starts because of Galen Merrick, and Galen he eventually realizes learns his name is Galen Merrick, but like,
oh, okay.
The rebel symbol in this version of the continuity, the rebel symbol is his family crest.
Oh, okay. See,
Yeah.
that's good knowledge. I like that insider knowledge. That's good.
Yeah.
So
like they tied a lot of things together, but then again, they when Disney bought it, they decided this is no longer going to be canon, and that's where kind of like everything is happening the way it is now within the continuity with they're doing a different version of the rebellion. They're doing a different version of like the Inquisitors and the Inquisitorius and everything like that. So it'll be interesting to see kind of to what extent Galen Merrick is who he is, because he can't be the same character given the way Star Wars has played out over new stuff that's in canon.
Well, we don't know it's Galen Merrick. Hey, it still could be Darth Maul. We don't know. We haven't seen his legs yet.
It's not going to be Maul.
I know.
Galen Merrick, like again, what made him such a badass character was not only was he someone who could stop Vader, like he could best Vader in a fight, but like one of his big things that like his big claim to fame is he pulled a Star Destroyer right out of the sky.
I remember seeing that in the ads.
His force powers were so like, and it like almost killed him to do it, but I mean like his strength in the force was so powerful that he was able to pull a Star Destroyer out of the sky, which like nobody's ever in canon been able to do. Not even Vader could do something like that. Gotcha. So it's and like I said, the final fight scene in the first game is Galen fighting Vader and the Emperor, and he sacrifices himself to kill the Emperor, and the Emperor survives the assassination attempt, and Vader's like beaten to like a pulp, like he's almost dead at this point. So they the two of them survive. The second game is like they never address.
Okay. You're getting too deep. You're getting too deep.
No, but like it basically you're trying to figure out the whole game whether he's a clone or not, and they never finish the storyline. So that's
gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha. All right. So as of right now, Merrick, the only identifying credit that he's physically portrayed by Paul Darnell, who is a stunt performer who has appeared in projects such as Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. So really, we don't know who this Inquisitor type person is. So, we got people thinking that, Sam Witwer's got some credits. Is this going to be Galen Merrick, Star Killer? I mean, we can get into it later. Oh, what's up? What's up, Eric?
Oh, Eric's in the chat. Hold on, Eric. I know you're in the chat. I've got to throw this one out there just for you.
LA night. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you.
So we have other rumors about this, but let's stick with this one. So talk is on the table.
Yeah.
Is the Inquisitor in Ahsoka going to be Starkiller?
I know you hate this, but I'm only putting half on the table, and the reason is because it could be them bringing in Galen Merrick, but the other thing that the other prevailing story that I like, the other prevailing rumor that I like on this is that it's possibly Ezra. And
Yeah,
I
I wasn't going to bring that up. That's why I said we're only going to talk about this one.
well, and I'm not going to go like too deep into that, but I feel like story wise, if it is Ezra, that there's a lot deeper. There's a deeper story that you can write if you make that Inquisitor, Ezra, Ezra Bridger. So
Right. Okay, so the tacos on the table, yes or no, that it's Starkiller.
like
Yes
I
or
said, I got to go half on the table because it's kind of like it's a good chance that it could be, but I also am kind of pulling for it to be Ezra just so they can pull him back from
no,
the dark.
but so again,
No, my tacos are not.
I'm not talking about Ezra. We're only talking about Starkiller. Yes or no? Yes, no. Are there cheese on these tacos?
There's cheese on the tacos.
There's cheese on the tacos, and your tacos are on the table, but you left them half off the table and they fell off, so your tacos are not on the table.
Tacos are not on the table. All right.
All right. That's
What about
it.
you?
I'm gonna say my tacos are not on the table
Okay.
because I just don't. I think it's too deep cut. Ahsoka's getting a little deep cut as is. I think it's just gonna be too much of a rabbit hole for the, say, casual fans, that haven't played the games, that maybe haven't watched Rebels, and they're just like, oh, we heard this Ahsoka person's cool. I think it's too deep cut.
I mean,
So
it
I'm
would
gonna
be it would be a fun thing to make it Galen Merrick, but yeah, like I said, I don't think that they're gonna pull Galen Merrick back in because it would not be the same character. It would not be as fun as the same character, especially like him being essentially like a minion to two Sith assassins, basically. So it's like
right.
Sith mercenaries, So it's like I that's kind of where I leave it out, just kind of like Galen Merrick will be running both of those guys if
So you're saying your tacos are not on the table?
more so now, yeah. Now that I think about it more, my tacos are not on the table.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only rumor we had so far.
All right. Well, since that was our only rumor, guys, we're gonna move on and get into everybody's favorite part of the show.
For the download.
Or in the Bifrost. I like it. All right, starting it off with some bummer strike news. FX's upcoming Alien series has now fully shut down production amid the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike. So on Monday, reports revealed that the series has suspended its production in Thailand, and everybody has gone home. Boo.
Well, we kind of already knew that this was going on, and it's
Right.
mainly because what they were filming were the things that they could film without SAG actors. So they probably got all those scenes in, but now it's like, okay, well, the strike makes it to where we can't finish this.
That's exactly it. So they got to a point where, like, well, we signed some actors, and they're SAG actors, and we can't do anything else. So it previously been reported that Alien would be able to continue production amid the strike, largely international ensemble, and only 2 of the main character cast members are members of SAG-AFTRA. As a result, Alien was able to continue filming for at least the past month with non-SAG members. Additionally, the report reveals that Shadow and Bone star Kit Young has been cast in the Alien character named Toodles.
Interesting.
Cast in Alien series with a character named Toodles.
That's character's name is Toodles.
Yes.
Does this mean that Peter Pan lives in the universe of Alien?
I guess so. I mean, it's all Disney. Why not?
I know, right?
Disney will make it happen.
Pretty funny, actually.
All right, let's keep it going. Oh, bang the mallet one last time. So sad. Arlene Sorkin, best known for providing the voice of Harley Quinn in Batman the Animated Series and across most of the DC universe shows and properties, passed away at 67 years old. Ugh, so sad.
It is, man. What's crazy is just Harley Quinn was designed around Arlene Sorkin too. Like
Yes.
when Paul Dini wrote the character, he said, "I need a Arlene Sorkin type to play. Like I need somebody to do Arlene Sorkin as this character." And I guess the word got around to Arlene Sorkin, and she was like, "Well, how come I just can't play the character?"
Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, this is the first iteration of Harley. She created the persona of Harley for the most part. You know, everything we know about Harley came from her.
Yeah.
It didn't come from the comics. Harley came from the series and then entered into the comics and everything else. So, you know, it's really sad. Like the voice of Harley passed away. So Arlene gave the character a soul and a unique voice that will echo in the minds of fans, a voice filled with mischief, love, loyalty, and unpredictable edge that made Harley Quinn such a great and lovable character. Oh my gosh. I can't believe like she came out of a cartoon. Like she's not like a character from the 50s that,
I know, right?
story after story, just came from the cartoon. So that's awesome.
I was gonna say there was an interview with Arlene Sorkin where she talks about how the character wasn't designed or made to be a long-lasting character. Like, you know, the way that they designed the character so that the Joker could have like a little henchwench in like an episode or two. She wasn't designed to like they weren't thinking that she was going to be a long-lasting character in the whole thing. And Arlene was like, "Oh yeah, this will be a fun little cameo to do," and it got so much fan response that they were just like, "We have to continue this character."
Yeah. She was also in Days of Our Lives, winning 4 Soap Opera Digest awards.
Yeah, man.
Arlene, you will be missed. Thank you so much.
Rest in peace, Arlene Sorkin.
Yeah. Before we get to the next one, Eric chimed in the chat. He said, I heard the reason Hollywood may give SAG what they want is because they can't copyright AI. I mean, that's kind of a thing. You know, if they can't copyright AI, then they're like, well, what are we doing then? You know? So we shall see. Okay, let's keep it going. While we're at it, come on down one last time. Oh my goodness, what is going on?
Episode is depressing.
What are you doing to me? You make fun of my light. See what happens when you make fun of my lighting?
Yeah, and we've got more depression to go on from this too. So yeah, just strap in, please.
Bob Barker, best known for the longtime host of the classic TV game show The Price is Right, passed away. He was 99 years old. Oh, so sad.
I mean, he had a good life. 99 years old. I mean,
you're right. Glass half full. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you know, at least he got that long life. You know, we just talked about Arlene Sorkin, who died at 67.
Good point.
And even more when we get to the next story, which is even more tragic. So, I mean,
yeah. So we all know Bob from, Price is Right, and everybody said he was such a good guy. Remember, he was in Happy Gilmore. His little punch and jabs. I loved it.
He goes,
so good.
he goes, Price is wrong, bitch. Wait.
Oh, that's good. Okay,
Bob was out, and he was like in his 60s at that point too. So I was like,
yeah, so good. Bob was also a passionate advocate for animal rights, from funding animal rescue and rehabilitation programs to leading the charge for spaying and neutering pets. Bob used his platform to make a real change, help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed and neutered was not just a sign off or catchphrase. It was a heartfelt plea that will have fans remembering him forever.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because that was his sign off. Was remember, spay and neuter your pets. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, I always thought that was odd, but it kind of makes sense that he's just an animal lover.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going because we got good news coming somewhere. But before that, more tragic news.
This one's a big deal for me because he was one of my favorite wrestlers. So
We're gonna follow the buzzards one last time. The WWE Universe and world of professional wrestling has suffered a devastating loss. Wyndham Rotunda, better known as Bray Wyatt, suddenly and tragically passed away at the age of 36.
dude, he's the same age as me, man.
Yeah, you better watch out. So Bray Wyatt has been away from the ring for months with an undisclosed illness. On Thursday evening, Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp reported that the illness was COVID and that it had exacerbated a heart condition for Wyatt. Ugh. Dude, so young, so talented. Have you seen like all the tweets and IG posts
Yeah.
talking about him?
I mean, not just that, but it was like, I mean, they had the video. I mean, dude, sadly, like 2 guys from his stable are dead, including himself. Like, I mean, and it's like, it sucks, man.
Yeah, so sad. And he was like, so I mean, we're big wrestling fans here. If you're not familiar with him, he was one of the most creative
Yeah.
talents we've ever seen, bringing so many different dimensions to his characters and so many like layers to the storylines. It was amazing. I mean, he owned professional wrestling
Yeah.
for a hot minute. You know, when he came back and we didn't know what was going on,
Right.
everybody was enthralled with him.
There's a petition for his brother to continue on the legacy and continue the characters. Like, a lot of people are saying that he should continue the Uncle Howdy character.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, like, basically it came out that, yeah, he's Uncle Howdy. Like, everybody's been speculating on it, but he was Uncle Howdy. And it's like, you know, they're saying like he should continue the character. He also knows where the storyline was going, and that kind of Wyndham had everything kind of laid out for the next couple of years. So they're saying that he should continue on the legacy and continue his brother's like work because he had the whole thing written.
Yeah, I'd have to like think about that more. But you know what I mean? Like that's a little hard. I mean, walking away is one thing, but passing away is another. You know, if like he suddenly left WWE and they said, "Hey, can you continue with doing the Fiend or something?" Maybe, but like with him passing, don't you want to just kind of honor his legacy and
Not the Fiend though, like more so continue the characters that he was playing and continue kind of doing the stable in like as an honor to Bray Wyatt. You know, it's kind of like I think Bo Dallas could do it. I think that he could, especially with the way that he's been playing, or he was playing the character. I think that he could easily continue on that legacy and continue that character. Just not the Fiend, not Bray Wyatt himself. You know,
Bo Wyatt.
I wouldn't call him Bo Wyatt, but I mean, like, you know,
All right. Well, you're not the producer.
like do Uncle Howdy, and introduce all the other new characters that they were going to bring in, including one of them that was a homage to I'm forgetting his name right now.
To Bray Wyatt? To the Fiend?
No, to the other one that died.
Luke Harper?
Luke Harper, because they had a they copywrote
Or Brody Lee, yeah.
They copywrote a character that was based on Brody Lee.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll have to see. But by the way, so WWE has paid tribute to Wyatt on social media, but if you view Bray Wyatt merchandise on WWE Shop, WWE has posted a note that they will donate all net proceeds to support JoJo Offerman and Bray's children. I think he had 4 total, 2 of them with JoJo. Certain items are also on sale, and you can pick them up, pick up some things and support their family. So sad.
Yeah. Say Wong mentioned in the chat too, like a day before that, Terry Funk, and we didn't.
That's true.
Terry Funk had passed away too. So I mean,
Shout
like,
out to Terry Funk.
yeah, like, you know, Terry Funk, a legend. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the dude pioneered hardcore wrestling. You know, we lost Terry Funk too. So I mean, like it's been a sad week, man.
Right. Right, totally. But you know, there's a difference between Terry Funk passing and Bray passing because
Oh yeah,
Terry Funk
it was old.
is a legend, led that long life, like Say Wong and Eric said in the chat. They led that long life. They get to be appreciated and loved for their body of work.
Yeah, Bray was just tragic, man, and
Yeah.
it's just, man, Wyndham Rotunda, like, he deserves. Well, what is it, the 10 bell salute?
Right.
He deserves that 10 bell salute because it's like the man, for the short amount of time that he had while wrestling, he achieved so much, and he's gonna be missed.
I didn't get to watch SmackDown. I was out of town. But I think they were gonna dedicate like
They
SmackDown
dedicated,
to
they dedicated the whole episode to him, and
yeah.
they also did there was a whole God, the other remaining members of the Wyatt family, like, they cried, dude.
Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan and
Was he there?
he was there.
Oh wow.
There's a picture rotating right now with Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman, like, holding them
bro.
together and crying.
Oh, that's so sad.
I mean, like, Bray gave them the opportunities to go where they have, and Braun Strowman is, like, a phenomenon on his own right that wouldn't have been anywhere without being in Bray's stable, and Bray giving him the chance to write the character that he wrote for him. So
Right. That's a good point. Like Bray really pumped up the rest of his stable
Yeah.
to get him to a point where they were main eventing, winning belts, some individual career, singles career, so to speak. So shout out to Bray, shout out to Wyndham.
And the Bludgeon Brothers were dope for the second that we had them. So
Yeah. Super sad. God, I still can't believe he's gone. Like we were all anticipating him coming back, making that huge comeback, and then this. So
Dude, I geeked out when he came back the first time. When he came back to WWE after being gone for the amount of time that he was gone, bro. I marked when he came back. Like when the lights came out and he started singing, "He's got the whole world in his hands." Like, chill went down my spine, and I geeked out because as soon as I heard that voice, I was like, "Dude, Bray Wyatt's back, man!" Like, I got really big about it, So it sucks, man.
So good when it came to stories. I remember that intro, or that walkout, I should say.
Yeah.
It was like a 5-minute walkout, and it's like people were screaming the entire time. It was great. It was great. So thank you so much, Bray. You will be missed. And shout out to Terry Funk as well.
Yeah.
Legend. All right, on to some movie news. Let's perk it up with some movie news. Oh, wait. Warner Brothers has announced that Legendary Entertainment's Dune Part 2, Dune Part 2, and New Line Cinema's Lord of the Rings: The War of Rohirrim,
Rohirrim.
War of Rohirrim has been delayed.
That's the animated movie, right?
See,
the War of Rohirrim.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rohirrim.
Her.
So Dune Part 2 is moving from November of this year to March 15th of 2024. So what is that? 5 months?
Damn.
5-ish months?
That's getting pushed back that much.
Yeah. And Lord of the Rings.
Dude, I saw the trailer, so I'm not going to jump too much into this, but this weekend was National Cinema Day.
Oh yeah. I heard you went and saw some cinema.
I went and saw Barbie, and I went and saw Blue Beetle, which we're going to put a review up for later.
Oh, nice.
Before both films, there was the new trailer for Dune Part 2.
Awesome.
And my God,
thanks for the invite. I appreciate it.
Dune you wouldn't have been able to go. You have 5,000 kids. But the movie, the trailer for Dune Part 2 just hyped me up even more for it, man.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah. I think I may enjoy Part 2 better than I enjoyed Part 1.
Because we're going to watch it in theaters this time.
Exactly. So War of Rohirrim is moving from April 2024 to December of 2024. So everything's moving back. What is that? 8 months. So 6 months so far. So, and they're chalking it up to the writers and actors strike. So we may see more of that coming.
That seems a little weird for War of Rohirrim because it's animation.
Yeah.
And I know that they unless they're trying to do rewrites because it's animation and they were already filming that like months ago, or they were already recording that like months ago. So
Yeah, so.
it's a little weird that one's getting pushed back. Unless, like I said, unless they did rewrites on it, then that makes sense. But with that, Dune Part 2, I can understand because there's probably like they probably need to do reshoots. They probably need to do there's probably like different things that they have to redo for that. So I mean,
Yeah,
I can understand that one getting pushed.
Yep. Real quick, shout out to Lost Unicorn over on Twitch. Thanks for joining us. Same with you, Dakota Randall.
Yeah,
on the YouTube.
We appreciate the lurk, Dakota Randall out there.
I'll take a lurk. I am so down with a lurk.
Oh, I'll take the lurks all day.
Yeah, lurk me up. That's fine. Okay. On to some brighter news. Rick and Morty recasting.
Oh, jeez. Jeez, Rick.
I got nothing but bad news, Rick.
Was that your Rick? Or is that your Morty?
Let's just keep going. Rick and Morty is wasting.
Your Morty again. I have to hear that.
Wasting no time addressing the elephant in the room. There's an elephant in the room, Rick. I don't know.
I don't know, Rick. This is like, it looks like an elephant, but what is it supposed to be? I don't know.
Oh my goodness. The firing of co-creator and lead voice actor Justin Roiland as Rick and Morty season 7 approaches, the acclaimed animated series is getting ahead of fan reactions by teasing the big change of Justin Roiland's voice or vocals having been replaced with new takes on both Rick and Morty, which we kind of knew this was coming, right?
Yeah. So wait, so is there? They have a trailer out right now?
They just teased that it's coming.
Okay, I gotta go like check that out because I'm interested.
Oh no, all we got was the poster, really.
Oh, okay.
Or the Bad Boys, homage artwork. So the voice actors that are taking over the roles of Rick and Morty haven't officially been announced, which is smart because they're holding it all back.
Yeah.
But producer Steve Levy previously revealed that the series is going to use actors that can mimic Roiland's vocal style for the characters. Roiland's other hit animated series, Hulu's Solar Opposites, took a decidedly different approach, casting Legion star Dan Stevens in Roiland's center role as Corvo, the lead father figure of the alien family. Yeah, okay.
I mean, you can tell it's not hard. It's not really hard to do Rick and Morty's cadence.
Uh-huh.
You hear me doing it all the time. A lot of it is just kind of being unsure of yourself and just saying lines. And I don't know, Rick, that doesn't seem right. I don't know. Like it's not hard to get that cadence down.
Look at you go. I do have an official season 7 of Rick and Morty synopsis.
The official season 7 Rick and Morty synopsis. Synopsis.
Yeah. Rick and Morty are back and sounding more. Check this out. Check this line out. Rick and Morty are back and sounding more like themselves than ever.
Such a Rick and Morty like. If you ever read their like episode descriptions, it's such a that fits it.
I know, right? It's season 7, and the possibilities are endless. What's up with Jerry, Evil Summer, and will they ever go back to high school? Maybe not, but let's find out. There's probably less piss than last season. Rick and Morty, 100 years, or at least until season 10. Rick and Morty season 7 will premiere Sunday, October 15th on Adult Swim.
Woo!
Where do you get Adult Swim?
So you have to have TV. Like you actually have to have cable.
Okay. Check.
Or you can there's an Adult Swim app.
But Adult Swim. I know it's on Adult Swim, but Adult Swim is part of like another channel, right? Well, I mean, later on it'll be on Max, but I don't know
Yeah,
what
just-
Adult Swim is on.
Cartoon Network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why can't they just say that? Thank you, Say Wong. I appreciate that.
I will shoot your fucking cat.
Wow. Okay. You got a little happy with the sound effects.
Oh no, I did a bunch of Deadpool ones too.
Fake laugh, hiding real pain. Maximum. I feel just like a little girl.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Brighter news from here out. I promise. Brighter news. Forget. Moving on.
This is not brighter news.
Oh, sorry. Disney has decided not to move forward with its live action series adaptation of The Spiderwick Chronicles. Oh, the 8-episode series has already been completed. This is the weirdest thing. It's already been completed, and it's developed by Paramount Television Studios and 20th Century Television. The project may no longer be coming to Disney Plus, but it's currently being shopped around to other potential buyers.
Yeah, it's dumb. I don't know why Disney is dropping it the way that they're dropping, and there's multiple shows that they're doing this to.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting that it's almost like they're streamlining the content. You would think all these streamers would want more and more content, right? But it's almost like they're streamlining it, like it doesn't fit their audience, so to speak, air quotes for the audio podcast. So I mean, I don't know. It's a little weird. But Deadline explains that the reasoning behind Disney's decision not to proceed with the series says the decision comes as Disney, along with other media companies, have been re-evaluating their streaming strategies by cutting programming costs with a renewed focus on profitability.
Of course.
It is part of the major content write-off announced by Disney in May. So it's a little bit of like, hey, we got to streamline what we're showing, but also like maybe we don't incur as much cost if we don't keep it on our channel.
It's more of this greedy bullshit is what it is. It's them just trying to put more money in their pockets, and it's getting really annoying actually.
So really what it's boiling down to, it's like, hey, if we keep this, we're going to eat a bunch of costs. But if we shop this around and somebody wants to buy it and put it on their streaming service, they're going to pay us. Yeah,
I see. I think that's the idea behind it, is them selling it because they can get money. So
exactly,
it's dumb.
I do have a Spiderwick Opsis Chronicles synopsis.
Spiderwick Opsis Chronicles synopsis.
Based on the series of best-selling books by Tony Di Terlizzi.
God, that's an Italian name.
Tony Di Terlizzi and Holly Black. The Spiderwick Chronicles is a contemporary American Gothic coming-of-age story that addresses kids and families dealing with the mental health issues, among other relevant topics. Upon leaving New York and moving to Michigan, maybe they live in the Yooper, and into their run-down ancestral home, the Spiderwick estate, with their mother, twin brothers, Jared and Simon Grace, along with their sister Mallory, find themselves pulled into an alternate fantastical world.
Interesting.
There's no alternate fantastical world in Michigan. Get out of here.
It's like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I mean, there's no fantastical place where they were, but you go in the wardrobe and there is.
But in Michigan, I don't think so.
In Michigan.
In Michigan?
Didn't they make a Spiderwick Chronicles movie already?
In Michigan? Maybe they did in Michigan. Who knows?
I'm sure they did one in Michigan. Yeah.
All right. Let's keep it going. Just kidding. More bad news.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just nothing. Like I said, the depression episode. That's what
I will find a good story. We'll get there. Just be patient. Just like the Spiderwick Chronicles. Now, Nautilus, the Captain Nemo series based on Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, just like Spiderwick Chronicles, the entire first season of the series was already shot, and also Disney is cutting it.
Yeah. Just-
Oh my goodness. We talked about this one like I don't know how many episodes ago.
Like this one,
When it was announced, we're like, yeah, we're like, this one seems cool. This one seems like a little adventure, a little Indiana Jones-ish,
Right.
but you know,
because it's like I like the idea of a story where you get to see Captain Nemo and how he becomes Captain Nemo. You know, like
Yeah.
how he becomes the guy that is the captain of this submarine that was before submarines were a thing. You know.
right. And we're now talking about the fish, Nemo.
Yeah, I know.
we
right?
found Nemo. We're moving on to
Sure.
the Nautilus.
Pretty sure that Nemo was named after this Nemo.
Oh, good point. Look at you, smarty guy. The series was set to give the famed 19th century novel a new spin, telling the origin story of Captain Nemo and his legendary submarine, the Nautilus, an Indian prince robbed of his birthright and family, a prisoner of the East India Company, and a man bent on revenge against the forces that has taken everything from him. Nemo set sail with his ragtag crew on board the awe-inspiring vessel, battling foes and discovering magical underwater worlds.
My question on this, and I'm excited to watch this wherever it ends up, is he still a pirate, or is this before he becomes a pirate? Because he was a pirate, right? I do love the idea of him fighting the East India Company, because the East India Company was terrible. So,
By the way, that was my too late opsis.
oh, too late synopsis.
But the ship hasn't quite sunk yet. Disney Plus is working with the production company to find a new home for the Nautilus, with meetings and screenings underway. So just like Spiderwick, they're shopping this around. They're like, okay, this isn't gonna sit well on Disney Plus. You know, it's got no princesses, it's got no Pixar behind it. It's got doesn't say Star Wars or Marvel.
Mhm.
Let's get it out of here. Let's sell it. Why don't they sell it to like Hulu?
I was just gonna say, why don't they just put it on Hulu? Because like they own like 2/3 of Hulu, you know, and it's like Hulu has good content, you know. So I mean, it's this seems like something that would go well on Hulu, but at the same time, they're probably not trying to put it on one of their networks. They're probably trying to shop it to a network that'll pay for it.
Right. I could see this seems like it would be something, say, like on Amazon Prime.
I know Amazon has
Or-
been buying up stuff from Warner Brothers and Sony,
Mhm.
so I mean, it would make sense for them to go and do that.
Yep. Yep. Okay, let's keep going. Speaking of Disney Plus, is it bad news? I don't know. Disney Plus has unveiled the list of titles being added to its library for September. Highlights include new episodes of Ahsoka, but also September 6th, we're getting The Little Mermaid. Huh?
Okay.
Flounder?
I've
Nemo?
been kind of waiting to see when this is going to come out, because I have not watched it yet, but I do want to watch it. So
Oh, you didn't go see it on Cinema Day?
I didn't have enough time. All right, I watched two 2-hour movies. Okay, so
How much popcorn did you eat?
not much actually. I didn't have enough time to get any before Barbie, so I was snackless during Barbie.
That you didn't just go run out and go get it?
No, because I wasn't trying to miss any of the movie.
Wait, so wouldn't like you go and let Jack just tell you what happened?
I was by myself. Jack
You
was-
went by yourself? You didn't even call me. That's rude. I want to see Barbie.
Yeah,
I want to see Blue Beetle.
Barbie was really good. Blue Beetle was amazing. As
Did you-
a Hispanic American, I identified with that movie very, very closely, and it was really good.
Did they have tacos?
They at one point they do.
See, I identified with it too. Come on, man. Did you invite Tyler?
I didn't.
He lives right next door to you. You literally passed his house on the way to your movie extravaganza. That's so rude. Okay, back to it. Little Mermaid, September 6th. I Am Groot, season 2, also September 6th. Tacos. What's up, Mezzo? Mezzo, what kind of tacos do you like?
It's a spaghetti night.
Spaghetti tacos? Okay. Okay. All right.
Spaghetti tacos are the shit. We'll go with that.
Can I throw out, like, I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier, right? But you know, fusion food, Asian fusion. why don't we make some kind of lumpia taco?
I'm sure that exists. You know where you got to go is Mas Tacos.
More tacos? Sure, I'll get
Oh,
more.
it's a
tacos.
restaurant. It's called Mas Tacos, and they do like fusion tacos. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's very popular.
Do they have lumpia tacos?
I don't know, but I know they have a kimchi taco.
Yeah, that doesn't get me. I do like Korean
They have a bulgogi
barbecue.
tacos.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
They have a bulgogi taco.
I'm into that. But you know what I mean? Maybe we do some kind of lumpia taco. That would be smart.
My
Right?
issue with this place, Mas Tacos, and now we're losing that coveted Mas Taco endorsement. What I don't like about Mas Tacos is none of the stuff that's supposed to be Latino tastes like Latino food.
Okay, you and I are having two different conversations and we're talking to each other.
Yeah, no,
I'm giving you a brilliant idea of lumpia tacos and you keep talking about Mas Taco and how much it's ordinary.
yeah.
Come on. And you're telling me to go there. I got to worry about your
The thing is,
recommendations.
the thing is like so for a lumpia taco, would you do like a deconstructed lumpia in a taco, or is it just a taco inside of a
Yeah,
tortilla?
you just
Or a
take
lumpia inside of a tortilla?
a lumpia, slice it open, and put it inside a taco, inside a tortilla.
With sweet and sour sauce on top.
See, sweet chili sauce, sir.
Sweet chili sauce, yes. Sweet chili sauce.
Boom, you're done. Or you can have it dip it. You can call it, lumpia birria. I don't know. You can just dip it in the sweet chili sauce. Come on.
Lumpia.
Yeah, I'm into it. All right, sorry. Now I'm hungry. Little Mermaid, I Am Groot season 2. Later on in the month, we're getting Marvel Studios Assembled, making of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We're also getting a making of Secret Invasion, but I left it off the list because I don't want to talk about Secret Invasion anymore. We're also getting Marvel Studios Legends in prep for Loki season 2. All right, Disney Plus bringing a few things in September. I'm down.
I'm always with it.
All
I'm
right.
excited
Speaking
for
of your
all these shows,
speaking of your solo movie, non-inviting everybody else, extravaganza weekend, stealing all the popcorn for yourself. This will get you in a good mood. Barbie, the uber popular film, has become Warner Brothers' biggest movie of all time with a total of $1.34 billion at the box office, surpassing The Dark Knight. Huh?
it's well deserved. Again, after watching the movie, it definitely deserves to be in that spot. It's a really good movie.
Exactly. I mean, it's gone crazy at the theaters. I wonder if do you think it's different people seeing it, or is this really like fans going to see it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times,
I think that's a lot of it. It's the same thing with like when the first Avatar movie came out. Like it was a massive hit because people kept going to go watch the movie again and again and again. It's the same thing with Star Wars. That's why Star Wars is so successful, is because people will go watch it 4 or 5 times.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Oops. Oh, Menzo chimed in. When I was in Mexico, I got to have genuine tacos, empanadas, and they made fresh churros. I just realized that she said empanadas, and empanadas are really Mexican lumpia. So I think my whole idea just got blown out of the water by her having an empanada.
He's like, let's make a lumpia taco. Oh, that's an empanada. Okay.
Oh, snap. Oh, and you bake it? Oh, that's great too. And you put the crimp edge. Oh, damn it. There goes my idea. Where was it? Okay. That's Barbie. Biggest movie, surpassing The Dark Knight. Hold my cowl. In completely unrelated news, the Dark Knight trilogy is returning to theaters.
Jesus, James.
What are they doing? Just let Barbie win. Come on.
Well, because the whole thing is like, I guarantee you, Zaslav is like, we can't let feminism win.
I guess it's so weird.
We have to put the patriarchy back on top. Let's put Batman in here.
Oh my goodness. So conveniently, every year Batman Day is celebrated on September 16th, and one cinema chain is celebrating the holiday in a big way. Monday, Showcase Cinemas, I guess they're on the East Coast, announced it'd be carrying the Christopher Nolan trilogy next month on Batman Day, according to a social media post by the theater chain. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises will all have showtimes at select Showcase locations throughout the day on September 16th. So Barbie just beat it out, but now they're putting Dark Knight back in the theaters.
We need to get more money so we can like not have Barbie beat it out and then Barbie beats it out again. Like watch Dark Knight, like raise a bunch of money. People go and watch it and it like gets like it's collective. It gets like like a big box office, and then Barbie just smashes that.
Oh my goodness, that'd be crazy. But not to be outdone, The Pink Knight Rises. The Pink Epic Barbie is due to come to digital platforms on Tuesday, September 12th, with no physical release date announced. But the studio has also recently announced plans for a limited 1-week IMAX run with new footage that will be start playing September 22nd.
Wow.
Warner Brothers is just trying to duel itself.
It's just like, okay, we had a post-credit scene that we didn't put in the movie. We're putting it back in there.
Put it back in. Every cut scene, put it back in. We just need more money. Make sure it's IMAX. Who cares? Who cares what it is? Just put
we
it
need
back
more Margot Robbie and all of the meta ass jokes that we put in this movie.
I know.
They had okay, so no spoilers. I'm just throwing this joke out there. There was this joke about how she's saying that she's ugly, and they paused the movie literally to say, "Note to the producers: if you want to make her ugly, you shouldn't have you shouldn't have hired Margot Robbie." And then they go back to the movie.
That's funny.
It was like one of the funniest jokes.
Everything she's in just lands. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So as of right now, Warner Brothers has yet to confirm the Max streaming release date. So I think we talked about it last week that they were going to bring it out on the 5th.
Right.
I think they're pulling it back. So one can only assume it's going to be after the physical release on Blu-ray DVD. And as well, they're going to run it for a week starting the 22nd of September. So that's pretty much the end of September. We're looking at Barbie maybe coming to Max in October. Maybe, if we're lucky.
Yeah, Zaslav is just trying to squeeze every penny he can out of this movie.
Yeah, exactly. Squeeze every little drop of coin out of this movie. Right. Barbie continues to make money and break records, having just brought in $17.1 million domestically in its 6th weekend. It even became the second biggest movie of the weekend, behind only newly arriving Gran Turismo. You didn't go see that?
I did.
And it actually came in ahead of Blue Beetle this week.
Yeah, it's funny because Blue Beetle, like box office wise, well, I'm saying box office wise is not doing the greatest. I mean, it's doing good, but it's not doing as good as they thought it would. But like, the movie is great.
Should have had a Pink Beetle. Maybe it would have done a couple $100 million more.
I know, right? Like it's a really well done movie. Maybe it's just because like Latinos aren't like we're not clamoring to go to the movies the way that like they did for Black Panther. We're not backing the Latino superhero the way that they backed Black Panther.
True. But you also got to remember, what was it? Well, we talked about it, but like Southern California was like under attack from the weather, like it had storms and earthquakes and tornadoes and hurricanes,
it's like, and just, hey, Texas, Florida, and Southern California. That's like the most concentration of Latinos in the country.
Exactly.
Texas and Southern California were attacked by a hurricane. So it's like,
exactly. What are you going to do? All the Latinos are huddling inside because they don't want to get swept away by a hurricane.
No me mates, Hillary. No me mates.
Exactly. Poor Blue Beetle.
Oh man,
Pobrecito mijo.
Eric. So there's an ongoing joke in the chat right now because Mezzo said, she saw the tacos and the empanadas and all that in Mexico, and I said no burritos to be found because burritos aren't Mexican. And Eric said, I saw no burritos in Mexico.
So where did burritos come from?
Burritos are Texan. They're from Texas.
They're Texas?
Yeah.
What? I'm just trying to think. So somebody just made everything's bigger in Texas. They just made bigger tortillas in Texas and said,
Yeah. Actually, flour tortillas are not Mexican at all. We eat corn tortillas. That's why like everything's the way it is. That's why street tacos, when people say street tacos, right? Like those are tacos. Those are tacos. Because in America, everybody recognizes the hard shell tacos as tacos. Those are strictly American.
Interesting.
Right.
So Texas just made big ass tortillas somehow and just said throw everything in it and just roll it up.
Mm-hmm. That's basically it. Well, they made flour tortillas, which are basically it's like flour and fat. Basically, is what makes a flour tortilla.
That's also what makes me up. So I
appreciate
that.
Okay, let's continue. Man.
Okay, we're derailed.
I'm derailing you, man. I've never seen James get derailed.
Move along.
Let's hold on. See, the soundbite helps. See,
yeah, it helps.
Let's engage into some Trek news. Star Trek Day 2023 is set to engage next month, and the details of the upcoming celebration of all things Trek has been revealed. Star Trek Lower Decks star Jerry O'Connell is set to host the special programming that will air. I didn't know he was in Lower Decks.
I didn't either.
Jerry O'Connell. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Wasn't he Robin?
Was he?
No.
Jerry O'Connell.
No.
Jerry
right now.
Jerry O'Connell was the fat kid from Stand By Me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the flour and fat from Stand By Me. But anyway, the Star Trek Day special will be available to watch for free. On StarTrek.com/day. It's on YouTube. It's on Twitch. It's on Facebook. But don't watch anything on Facebook because they're going to get flagged.
Yeah. That's why we're not on Facebook anymore.
Exactly. In the US, the special will be available to stream on Paramount Plus, Pluto TV, and Mixable. I've never heard of Mixable.
I don't know what Mixable is.
And will air on select local CBS affiliates, Comedy Central, Paramount Network, Pop TV, Fave TV, and Smithsonian.com.
I don't know like 90 of these things.
They're like, whatever website we own, put Star Trek on it. I don't care
like
what it is.
Website that we can get on.
Exactly.
Put it on.
And so Friendster, put it on Friendster.
Yeah, it's definitely on Friendster because Friendster's, MySpace.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris O'Donnell was who I was thinking of.
Yeah, see, that's Robin.
Yeah.
So what else has Jerry O'Connell been in? I can't think of it. I just remember he was the kid in Stand By Me. But he's been in a lot of stuff. Anyway, Star Trek Day will include special Star Trek Lower Decks screening across the US and UK and Canada ahead of the upcoming 4th season. Wow, 4 seasons already? And there will also be special airings of Star Trek The Strange New Worlds on CBS. God, they are reaching. They're like, hey, we put out Strange New Worlds and people like it 2 years ago. Why don't we put it on CBS right now then?
Eric in the chat, he officially said Phil was thinking of Chris O'Donnell.
There you go. Thank you, Eric in the chat. Yeah. We'll also be able to enjoy segments that look back at memorable moments over the past 57 years, commemorating 50 years of Star Trek Animación. Pay tribute to Star Trek Discovery ahead of its final season. Exclusive sneak peeks from the upcoming 4th season of Star Trek Lower Decks. CBS will also air the first 2 episodes of the Paramount Plus original series, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, in back-to-back special airings. Great. CBS, you are struggling, bro.
Oh God.
Star Trek Day 2023 is warping onto screens Friday, September 8th.
Okay.
CBS,
I mean,
come on.
they really are kind of just stretching on stuff on here because like some of the stuff is stuff that's already airing, so it's just kind of like
Dude, the one of their highlights here is the first 2 episodes of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and it's on like season 2 or 3 or something. Come on. Come on. Come on.
"Hey, we're gonna show you guys the first 2 episodes. Like, you guys are already like 4 seasons in. Stop.
Exactly. Former QT got all the knowledge on Jerry O'Connell. Either they're a huge Jerry O'Connell fan or maybe they have Google. I don't know. Jerry O'Connell was in Joe's apartment.
He was in Joe's apartment. I was looking at that small
hardly
part. I can't. Oh, he was in Can't Hardly Wait.
But he was big for something.
Oh God, he was in the new guy, dude. He's been in all. Okay, hold on. I was just looking him up. He was in Scream 2, Joe's apartment, right? Let's see, Kangaroo Jack.
I'm waiting for a title to get me, and I'm like, that's what I was thinking of. None of these are.
There's nothing that you're gonna get.
Jerry
Piranha
O'Connell.
3D.
Piranha? No.
He was in Jerry McConnell. Oh, Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire.
Okay, give me that. I'll take Jerry Maguire.
Tomcats.
Tomcats. I don't remember that one.
Uh,
But he was the quarterback, right? He was the young college quarterback in
Yes. And like
in,
the lower I get on here, the more is like there's like stuff that I mean, he's been in like a lot of Batman cartoons.
Batman cartoons?
Yeah, he was in the Death of Superman. He was in the Reign of the Superman. He was in Justice League.
It's like Jimmy Olsen? What?
I don't know. He's been in a couple Justice League cartoons. He was in Justice League Dark.
Okay. All right. That gives me cred. Tomcats doesn't give me cred. But knowing that you're like in some DC animated
He
properties,
was in Superman versus Shazam. He was in Justice League versus the Teen Titans. I want to know. Okay, hold on. Who does he play in all this?
I know
He's in, like, everything.
I'm okay with all that.
I wonder if he like plays Superman or something because he's in like a lot of Superman properties.
If only former Q2 in the chat has Google in front of them or IMDb. That would be helpful because
Oh shit, he's in Solar Opposites.
Oh, see? No, that doesn't help at all either. I'm going to keep going. Let's move on.
He plays Superman.
He played Superman?
He plays Superman in like everything, dude.
The fat kid from Stand By Me plays Superman?
Yeah, like because I'm going through all these DC things. He played Superman in The Death of Superman. He played Superman in Reign of the Superman. He played Superman in Batman Hush. Let's see, The Death and Return of Superman. He played Superman. Justice League Action. He plays. Oh, here's something. This is a little bit different. He plays the Atom. Plays Ray Palmer in Justice League Action.
Oh,
so he's played Atom and Superman, but then Justice League Dark, he plays Superman. Justice League versus Teen Titans, he plays Superman.
All right, so he's Superman. Okay, we got it. We got it.
He plays a lot of Superman. Like this is actually kind of cool to know that he plays this much Superman. Oh, interesting. In Infinite Crisis, he played Shazam.
What is happening? They give him that many different roles?
He's played 3 different DC characters at this point, and major DC characters. I mean, the Atom might not be a major DC character to you, but the Atom is a pretty big character. Like if you're a DC fan,
you should put some respect on Jerry O'Connell's name because he's done a lot. So quit talking smack about him being fat as a kid. I was fat as a kid.
I
didn't grow up to be Superman.
I like that when you get down to Superman versus Shazam, it says he played Captain Marvel, and it's like, oh, you gave him the OG name in that one. As a
all right, sounds good. Shout out to
Nightwing in the Batman.
I am talking as well.
That's number 4. I'm sorry, that's the
both of our podcasts. You have to let other people talk.
That's the fourth DC character that I've run into that he's played.
I'm trying to shout out our friends. Shout out to Jester G from SDS Wrestling Channel. Jerry O'Connell played a quarterback in Jerry Maguire. Okay. All right. I
Show
get
me
it.
the money!
We get it. Okay, I'm moving on.
Are you?
I'm moving on to foot-long news. Subway, the fan favorite sandwich shop, has announced that they have been sold to investment firm Rourke Capital, owner of multiple other restaurant brands, including Dunkin' and Jimmy John's.
Are they
Jimmy
no
John's?
longer Dunkin' Donuts because they sell more than donuts now?
I didn't even realize that. I guess so. Did they change their name just to Dunkin'?
I didn't realize they did that. But like, everything that I've been seeing lately with their name just says Dunkin'.
Dunkin's an East Coast thing. I don't
They're starting to grow out here now. Now there's like 4 of them here in Sacramento.
Well, I guess so. There may be one inside every Subway that we see. In a statement, the CEO of Subway, John Chisdy, said,
Oh, Jimmy
I said Jimmy. Come on. I said Jimmy John.
He is Jimmy John.
Oh, really? That's Jimmy John?
I don't know.
Oh my God. You're making it up. I totally believe you. You got me on the Jerry O'Connell thing. Now I believe everything you say.
Oh, I love it.
This
Night. Yeah.
This transaction reflects Subway's long-term growth potential and the substantial value of our brand and our franchisees around the world. Subway has a bright future with Rourke. We are committed to continuing to focus on a win-win-win approach of our franchisees, our guests, and our employees. All right. Okay. Kind of interesting. I wonder what's going to happen. But check this out: the addition of Subway into their portfolio marks a major acquisition for Rourke Capital, who owns others notable brands, including the Cheesecake Factory, CKE Restaurants, Carl's Jr., Hardee's, Green Burrito, Culver's. Focus brands include like Auntie Anne's. That's the pretzel, Cinnabon, and Moe's. I don't know what Moe's is.
Moe's is another. They're like a diner restaurant.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Moe's Southwest Grill.
Yeah. I didn't know Auntie Anne's and Cinnabon were both owned by the same company.
Yeah,
because they're like rivals. So it's like interesting.
Well, I mean, they sell different products. It's not like it's Wetzel's Pretzels.
Holy crap. They own Arby's, Buffalo Wild Wings, Sonic, Dunkin'. I don't know what Jim and Nick's barbecue restaurant is, but I mean, like,
all these chains, yeah.
They own a crap ton of chains.
That is nuts. Perhaps most interesting, however, is that with Rourke Capital now acquiring Subway, they now own another notable sandwich shop brand with their other shops, including Schulte's, McAllister's Deli, and Jimmy John's. That's nuts. So Wall Street Journal reported that the sale of Subway to Rourke was for about $9.6 billion.
The thing is, I've always heard that Subway isn't actually profitable. Like as a company,
really?
It's not really profitable. Because they do a lot of marketing, and the whole thing is like franchisees essentially have to put a lot of their own money back into the business, and they tend not to make a profit. Like Subway is not a very profitable company. I wonder if Rourke Capital taking over, they're gonna like change things to make it more profitable.
Could be. Well, I know Subway, just because I was a fat kid and still am a fat kid, is that I know they're gonna start doing they're cutting all their meats, like they're baking all their breads. I guess they call it breads, even though it's technically not bread, but they're baking all their breads, but they're also cutting all their meats in.
I saw that. I saw the
store now.
Yeah, I saw the ad that they
yeah
to be they're actually going to be like shaving their own meat, and it's kind of a big deal.
Young Phil, do you shave your own meat, sir?
All the time.
Kind of personal question. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it's not that personal.
It's not that personal. Okay. Well, I guess not.
Yeah, I shave my own meat all the time.
Get your Subway-ish Ronto wraps warmed up because we're going to Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, did he just say why is it not on the soundboard? STS Wrestling just for you.
LA Night. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a good intro. Can I take 2 on the intro?
Yes.
Get your Subway-ish Ronto wraps warmed up because we're going to Galaxy's Edge.
That actually was a really good intro.
Yeah.
Sorry, I screwed that up.
First 2 episodes, I'm used to it. First 2 episodes of Star Wars Ahsoka are now streaming on Disney Plus. Maybe there's a third, but we don't know that until after this show. Everybody, please don't leave. As of this week, Ahsoka is officially roaming around Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland.
Nice.
That's cool.
Oh, I just realized the person in the picture is an actress and not like
Not Rosario?
not Rosario.
Okay, well, that's good.
I think what was happening was I was just assuming it was Rosario Dawson, so I wasn't like really looking, and then I just looked at it more and was like, oh wait, that's not Rosario Dawson. That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, there you go. You know what's interesting? It did say Disneyland,
Mhm.
not Disneyland and Disney World, because there's technically 2 Galaxy's
Yeah.
edges. So apparently she's not going to be in Florida. Florida doesn't like Ahsoka, I guess.
It might also be because there's a hurricane warning in Florida right now. So
Oh, that's true.
they're probably like, yeah, hey, we're not gonna introduce Ahsoka just yet because there may not be a Disney World in like a week.
Okay. Good point. I was thinking the humidity and the makeup, so you don't want to just see Ahsoka melting
But
in the
there's-
Florida humidity.
There is like when you get to like high end makeup, there's like makeup that doesn't melt. But the thing is
Okay,
like
all right. It's a joke, man. You're mansplaining makeup and humidity to me right now.
I am
Come
because
on.
because we're men and we're not into makeup like that.
Yeah, speak
Yeah.
for yourself.
Oh, you wear makeup? I didn't know that.
I mean, hey, you don't know what I do when I'm not on the podcast.
No, I mean I'm not judging you. I'm saying
Yeah.
that's
Apparently, I do need makeup because you're critiquing my light and
no. I was gonna say the makeup is probably not helping with the fact that you don't have any good lighting.
son of a so rude. Rude callback. Rude ass callback. Okay, that's all my news. I got no more news.
You got no more news.
No more
All
news.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Ahsoka, I think it might be time for us to get into the last segment of the day because it's time to break it down.
Break it down. I'm out of water.
You probably need to get some water then.
Can we just end the show? Can we?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was a sip. I had a sip. That's good. Okay. Ahsoka episode 1 and 2 are packed with Star Wars spoilers. According to Dave Filoni, the Ahsoka TV series is essentially Star Wars Rebels 5, which I love because I loved Rebels. Thankfully, the first 2 episodes are remarkably accessible to new viewers all the same. Filoni was George Lucas's apprentice, and which is funny because the episode 1 of Ahsoka is called Master and Apprentice. And he's inherited the Master's ability to leap into a story partway and provide all the cues people need to figure out what's going on. Real quick, initial thoughts of the Ahsoka series before you saw episode 1 and 2. What were you expecting out of Ahsoka?
So my initial thoughts coming into the show, I mean, I kind of knew we were going to get some kind of like, some kind of story that was going to bridge or just kind of be the end of Star Wars Rebels, right? I mean, it's kind of like where it seemed like it was going. I know that Filoni was saying that this is supposed to be the spiritual successor to Star Wars Rebels. And kind of like there's characters that are in the trailer that we've been introduced to at this point with the first 2 episodes that, are reintroductions of legacy characters, right? We've already been reintroduced to Grand Admiral Thrawn. As far as like in the Rebel show, we haven't seen him in the spoilers. We haven't seen him in the show yet, but but I mean, like Balin, right, is a legacy character from Heir to the Empire.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yes, Balin Skull is a legacy character, and that's why a lot of the the predictions that we've been making on Nerd Out were, is Balin a clone of Luke like he was in the in
Well,
Area,
spoiler.
right? Or could he be a clone of Anakin and something like that? Because I feel like he looks like he could be Anakin if Anakin grew old, right? But the thing is that, but the other thing with that too is that again, spoilers. Hold on, let me throw the spoiler alert on here.
Yeah. Okay, we got it.
So,
Spoiler alert.
right. So I mean, with spoilers, throwing it out there, Balin they basically established that Balin was a Jedi before. He was at least a Padawan.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because when Hu Yang talks about he recognizes Balin's lightsaber because it was like a very unique construction, and he like calls out, this is Balin Skull's lightsaber. So I mean, there's a chance that he's not a clone anymore, as far as like the way that they're kind of like describing the character.
Yeah, no, he's some kind of former Jedi or former Padawan, because he's listed. He's not some new character to them.
Right.
Like Hu Yang. By the way, how do you have a droid named Hu Yang and he not have an Asian accent? I think that's a little rude to finally name a droid.
He's also not played by an Asian person. He's played by by Doctor Who. So
I know, it's right. You got a doctor. I don't appreciate that at all. We need some representation. Hu Yang, come on. Anyway, so I totally agree. I was expecting a ton out of this, which made me nervous because I love Rebels. So I was a little nervous that it wasn't going to deliver, or I wasn't going to be happy, or my expectations weren't going to be met.
Right.
But I'm so far, I am loving this.
I love the storytelling, and I think that's kind of like the biggest thing in this is I've seen a lot of people who were like, they're upset because they say that there's not enough going on, and they're not big fans of the storyline. I think those people are also not fans of Rebels, so it's kind of like
right.
You
And,
have yeah,
it's a little bit of a setup. You got to set up what's happening. We saw Ahsoka in Mandalorian, but this is not the Mandalorian, which we'll get to
right.
Ahsoka in a minute. But like, just the visuals, like the production value, it looks so good. And one of the things I loved about Rebels was Dave Filoni's like homage to Ralph McQuarrie's like skylines and original concept art. So like watching Rebels, you just see it just oozes Ralph McQuarrie. So watching Ahsoka, you see the bits of it, the bits of Lothal, where it's just skyline. It's amazing, and I loved it. So I really like even that picture of the Night Sisters temple that she's walking into. Like, that's super cool. That's so McQuarrie. So,
I mean, and that's a big thing that Filoni has done with every live action property that we've gotten. Everything that we've gotten that has been Star Wars related in live action, as far as shows goes, there's a lot of Ralph McQuarrie influence in all this stuff. Like the big spider monster that the Mandalorian fights on the ice planet. There's a lot of the concept drawings, a lot of the different things that we've seen, again, like you mentioned, skylines. I mean, even down to BB-8, because BB-8 was Ralph McQuarrie's original design for R2-D2.
Interesting.
So I mean, I love the idea of these filmmakers coming back and saying we want to honor Ralph McQuarrie, the guy who created the visuals for this universe, and bring back concept drawings that he never released.
Yeah. I think they did a lot of homaging. Is that a word? Homaging? Because like they brought the crawl back, even though the crawl looked different. but
Yeah.
like the opening crawl, they brought that back. You know, it was kind of, it was weird because it was red. So immediately I'm like, there's some tension, you know,
Right.
seeing all this red on screen. It was kind of juxtaposition because like they did the crawl and then they did the opening shot of a ship coming in. I'm like immediately thought that was going to be like a Empire ship or something like that, but it was just a Republic ship. So I was
Right.
a little thrown off, but like seeing all those like bits of Star Wars that like are super iconic, I loved it.
But I mean,
Loved it.
episode 1 was the same thing. Like when
Yeah,
when
yeah.
after the crawl, it was a Jedi consular ship. So it wasn't it was Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan's consular ship. But I mean, like, you know, after that first thing that you see, you know, what we get is it's not always an Imperial ship that starts it, right? And I mean, of course, it's always badass when you have these giant, you know, Imperial Star Cruisers that you're coming in on.
It's better than starting off with somehow the Emperor is alive. You know what I mean? Like, so thank you for fixing the crawl, Dave Filoni. I appreciate you.
Okay, so as much as everybody hates the sequels, I'm trying to remember which one it was of the 3 movies where the opening was going down a Star Destroyer, and it was like the most badass opening.
Was that the second one?
I think it was.
Was that the one where like Poe ends up
I think it might have
flying
been.
a ship?
Yeah, when they bombed it, like because like the scene opens up after the crawl, and it's them coming down the back of a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like the
Amazing.
shadow of the Star Destroyer. It was like the most badass scene, dude.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, back to this. I even loved the ships.
Yeah.
Like I was never really a fan of that ship that Ahsoka's flying, but like it looks super cool.
Live action looks
And
a
then-
lot cooler than it did in the show. I mean, same thing with the ghost. I mean, as cool as the ghost is,
Yeah,
it looks
yeah.
way cooler live action.
Yeah, totally. And the those weird like Lambda class shuttles,
Yeah,
those look super cool too. Like the engines are all slits, and I'm into it. Like, yes, bring me some of those Legos. I'm into it.
no,
now.
I always thought the Lambda class shuttle was cool. I've got it right here. I've always thought that the Lambda class shuttle was a cool shuttle, like cool vehicle,
Yeah, hey,
right? Like
I like it.
I always thought these things looked really cool. These were probably one of my favorite ships when I was younger, right? Was the Lambda class shuttle.
Totally.
But seeing the way that they updated it, like it looks super cool.
Yeah, super cool. Okay, let's get into it. So we got through the crawls. I like how this is tying into the Mandalorian storyline with what's her name? Morgan Elsbeth.
Yes.
I dig that. So she became more than just, hey, you're just a mini boss on a planet, just so we can introduce Ahsoka. But like seeing how much more she is now that she's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a night sister.
Yeah. I was gonna say finding out that she's a night sister was kind of a big deal, man. I was like, wow, did not see that coming.
How come they didn't come up in the fight? Remember when they fought? You know?
Yeah.
Where was that? But shout out to her, Diana Lee Santos, Filipino. So hells yeah, we got a Filipino in Star Wars.
Is she Pinoy?
She is Pinoy. She's
I
half.
didn't know
But
she was
I'll
Pinoy.
take it. I will take it. She's half.
I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie. I thought she was white.
It's just because she's a light skinned, just like you. Don't
Yeah,
worry about it.
yeah.
She's one of you. She's one of you. She's one of me. It's perfect. No, but I actually liked her character a lot, and I like that she's kind of the boss. At first I was like, it's gonna be Balin that's kind of running the show, but he is not running the show. He's like a mercenary or something.
They're mercenaries. So Balin and Shin Hati are both mercenaries. And they're technically not Sith.
Yeah, and did you notice their lightsabers?
They're orange.
Color? Yeah, they're orange.
That's been something that a lot of people have brought up is like, hey, they're not red lightsabers, they're orange, which
Mhm.
is kind of like, you know, a little off-putting for a lot of people. I think it kind of just, I think because it's still dark, but at the same time, you know, it makes them different
Yeah,
from just a
I
regular
dig it.
Sith. You know what I mean?
And the whole idea
Makes
behind the
them stand out.
colors is that, yeah, they definitely stand out. So the idea behind the colors, don't they turn red because the say Sith is corrupting
Right.
the kyber crystal? So it's just another sign that they're not Sith. Though
Right. Well,
the
the
Inquisitor
crazy
did have a red blade.
he did. The crazy thing about Balin is what I noticed with his character is there's conflict. It's not he's not necessarily a good or a bad guy. You know, like it seems like a lot of the things that he says are very like there's a lot of wisdom in what he says, right?
Hmm.
And he does. I mean, I think the on the Sith side, there are a couple of mentions of absolute power and gaining power and things like that. Like we will be powerful and things like
Hmm.
that. But at the same time, like when they said that when Elsbeth mentions that it was Ahsoka, he immediately did not underestimate her.
Yeah,
He
that's a good
knew who
point.
she was, and he was just like, as soon as she said, Ahsoka Tano, like he didn't go, "She's nothing" or anything like that. You can tell he kind of just like, I need to buck up for a war because I'm about to fight Ahsoka Tano.
Right. I did dig that he almost has like a code of honor. Like he'll still whack a fool. Like that hallway scene reminded me of like Darth Vader, from
Yes.
from Rogue One, where he's just taking out rebels left and right. Or not
He was
rebels.
he was pretty
Republic.
beast. Yeah, like Balin is pretty beast. Like once him and Shin revealed who they were, like
Mhm.
dude, he went hard.
They took the whole cruiser by themselves.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But you could tell that he has some kind of um honor or code that he's following, even though he's just a mercenary.
Right.
There's still something in his brain where he's wrestling with it.
I think that like a lot of times when you see mercenaries in stories,
Mhm.
they tend to be that. They tend to be like, I have my own individual code of honor. I think Star Wars in general has that because look at Boba Fett. Like Boba
Yeah,
Fett is technically he's technically a mercenary if you really
right,
look at it. He's a bounty hunter, but I mean he's technically a mercenary.
right.
And he has like now with the way that they've told his story is he has a code of honor. He has a very strict code of honor where he doesn't do certain things because it will impede his honor.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so I'm interested to see his journey, and sad that he passed away. Shout out to Ray Stevens. Um,
It seems
but
like
he's
the way that they're talking about it is that like he does get a book ending in the show. So
oh, do they? Okay.
it seems like it the way that they've talked about it is that his character doesn't continue past this show.
Mm, got it. Got it. But yeah, I'm digging him. I'm digging Hu Yang, even though he's not Asian, but I'll take it. And I did a little bit of
Hey, on
research.
Matt Smith, dude.
he's like he's a droid, right? But he's like 25,000 years old. I thought I read that wrong, but I guess he's been around the Jedi forever. I don't know how he survived Order 66, but I guess he's like a walking encyclopedia of like
Like
lightsabers. He would show Padawans how to build lightsabers.
right. He's essentially one of the first teachers that most younglings have.
Yeah. It's so weird. Like how did he hook up with Ahsoka, after Order 66? Like how much knowledge does this guy have? He's 25,000 years old. He's older than Yoda. He's older than what's the High Republic show that's coming up,
Oh, the disciple.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that he probably has been around since the beginning of the establishment of the order.
yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. That's nuts. Yeah, so I'm interested more in Hu Yang to see what happens with him. Some Easter eggs. Ahsoka, did you notice she went by her code name from Rebels?
Oh, Fulcrum.
Fulcrum. I
Yeah.
thought that was cool.
That actually was really cool. I like the idea of kind of like, like cross pollinating the different properties, right? And it's kind of like,
Mhm.
yeah, she still goes by Fulcrum. She's still technically a rebel spy. I mean, and it's showing that she is a major part of the rebellion. So
Mhm. Mhm. And, I mean, like, what is a fulcrum? Isn't it pretty much the tipping point?
yeah,
So I like that they used fulcrum as their code name in Rebels, and
that's
they
the
brought that back.
the spear.
Yeah, another homage to Rebels. Speaking of, they brought in some characters from Rebels.
Yes. Okay.
So-
I love the live action versions that we got on this.
Yeah.
Harrison Dula is amazing.
Yes, very perfect casting.
She
Perfect.
she embodies Hera in every way. Same thing with Sabine. She's got the attitude. She's exact the way I described her and the way that she reminds what Sabine reminds me of
Mhm.
is and you can kind of tell that this is where the story is going. Sabine is exactly what Ahsoka was when she was that age.
What do you mean? That's exactly what.
Ahsoka was very brash, she was very headstrong, she was very,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, like, she kinda, like, she was a problem for Anakin, and that's why her and Anakin didn't get along at first,
Mhm.
is because, like, she
You
kind
mean
of
Sky Guy?
Sky I hated that name, I'm sorry. My guy, and I'm happy that that never got past the movie, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, like, like Ahsoka, I feel like Ahsoka is, or Sabine is what Ahsoka was when Ahsoka first was a youngling, and when she first took on a master. And Ahsoka now is much wiser. She's been through a lot. She's essentially the equivalent of a Jedi master, even though she's not a Jedi technically anymore. Um, which is why, when people say, "Well, Luke is supposed to be the only Jedi left," technically Ahsoka's not a Jedi anymore. So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because she renounced the Order. She's not a Jedi. She's a gray Jedi if you really want to get into it. But I mean, like, that's the whole thing, is that she's wiser. She's been through a lot, and she's grown up, right? Whereas Sabine is still young and arrogant and brash, the way that Ahsoka was when she was younger. And I think Ahsoka is getting a taste of her own medicine.
Yeah, like Sabine carries like a chip on her shoulder, which is interesting because the way she said master,
Yeah.
it alluded to like, so there's some history. Granted, yes, they were in Rebels together, but there's some history of her trying to teach Sabine
Yes.
some of the ways of the Jedi or how to use the Force, that sort of thing. Which is interesting because they haven't really talked about that yet. Like,
Yeah.
we
I mean,
haven't seen her
Ahsoka was
use any Force powers.
Ahsoka was technically both Sabine and Ezra's last master, because when while Kanan was teaching Ezra, Ahsoka like also taught him a couple of things.
Well, yeah, Kanan tried to pawn him off on Ahsoka. Like, can you teach him? I'm done. I'm kind of
Because
done.
Kanan didn't want to be a master.
Yeah,
Kanan was already having problems. Kanan Jarrus was already having problems becoming a Jedi Knight himself.
that was his own arc. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, that's what made that arc so good, was he was battling, trying to figure out how to become a Jedi Knight himself while juggling being a Padawan, teaching another Padawan.
Yeah. Exactly. Man, when they showed the mural that
Yeah.
was like straight lifted from Star Wars Rebels, I was like, oh,
Yes.
this is so perfect.
It
It's
was
so
so
perfect.
good.
I didn't even think we haven't even talked about it. We talked about Freddie Prinze Jr. coming back. I hope we get Zeb in here somehow. We haven't seen Zeb at all.
We got Zeb in The Mandalorian.
Right.
So I am curious to see if they link up with Zeb now that Zeb is technically a New Republic pilot.
Right. Like, I hope they find a way to get the band back together. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Like, by the end
Like,
of the show,
I
you get
need
everybody together.
exactly. I want to see it. So that's something we didn't even talk about. Is it Steve Blum that plays Zeb? I
Yes.
think it's Steve
And
Blum.
he's listed. I know Steve Bloom is listed as an actor for the show. So I think at some point we are going to see Zeb. It's going to make sense. It's going to make sense.
Exactly. What's Say Wong saying? Mara Jade, or Disney's equivalent to Mara Jade.
Right. So that was something that we talked about in the chats a while back. Is that Mara Jade? That's another character that I would love to see show up. I mean, just,
she's a Legends character as of right
so
now.
Mara Jade is in Star Wars Legends. She is Luke Skywalker's wife. Originally, she's the Hand of the Emperor, so she was basically Starkiller's equivalent for how Starkiller was Darth Vader's secret apprentice. Mara Jade was the Emperor's secret apprentice. So while you had Anakin Skywalker as the official apprentice, Mara Jade was like his assassin. She would go out and do missions for him and stuff like that. And her name was the Hand of the Emperor, right? Like her title was the Hand of the Emperor. Mara Jade, her job was to follow Luke Skywalker and assassinate Luke Skywalker at some point, but she ends up falling in love with him. And
as we all do,
right? And she becomes Luke Skywalker's wife. Now, on top of that, she's also the reason that Luke falls to the dark side in the legacy properties, and then she also is the reason that he comes back to the light. And they end up having a son, right? Ben Skywalker, who no longer exists in canon, but I believe that they merged for Kylo Ren. They merged Ben Skywalker and Jason Solo together, and kind of made like a hybrid character between the two of them.
Jason was his name. Jason
Solo. Jacen. Jason.
Jason Solo.
And so Han and Leia had twins, and it was Jason and Jalen Solo.
Gotcha.
And basically, they both become Jedi, and Jason falls to the dark side, and they become the balance of the Force.
Got it. Got it. That ain't happening anytime soon.
No.
Okay, back to it. We got Lothcats.
Yes. Okay. I think I'd love the idea of seeing a live action Lothcat. Like we've seen it, Lothcat before, but the way that they did it in this, and just the CG looks amazing. The sound design is great because the cat sounds match the Lothcat, and it's like it was actually really well done.
I really like it. I'm a little concerned though because Sabine just takes off, leaves Ezra's old apartment or whatever it is. Who's taking care of this Lothcat? This poor Lothcat is like chilling on the couch, and she's like, "Peace out."
Lothcats are pretty self-sufficient, so I think it's more so like it's probably like more of a stray, and it just comes.
You let it in the house. It was sitting on the space couch.
Yeah, but it was also sitting outside when she went to the apartment.
So the Lothcat has a key or something?
No, it was just sitting outside, and then when she opened the door, it ran inside.
Exactly. It wants to come inside. It doesn't want to sit outside. Somebody needs to take care of this Lothcat. If they have them in Galaxy's Edge, I'm totally buying one.
They're definitely cuter than Grogu, and I mean, and that's a hard thing to say. Grogu is fucking
or a Porg.
They're definitely cuter than Porgs. Porgs are terrible, man.
Porgs are awful.
I
do not blame Chewie at all for eating a porg.
For eating them, exactly.
Eat them all. Eat them all, Chewie.
But okay, so how about this, man? We get to finally see an E-wing.
Yes, I forgot what the E-wings are, but as I was watching the show, I'm like,
Kenner toys.
These are dope. Yeah, it was a Kenner toy. That's what it was. Yeah, kind of like the Stormtrooper transport that they put in the Mandalorian.
Right. Like that's what, again, another thing I love about Filoni and the way that they do things is they take properties that were like, oh yeah, this was a Star Wars toy that they made exclusively as a toy that we never got to see in any Star Wars property. And they're putting them in the shows. And now there's like, now they're officially canon. Like there's an official, if you have an E-wing from what was it, like the mid 80s, early 80s, if you have an E-wing, it now exists in the show or exists in the canon.
And it's a cool ship.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it. I will definitely buy that Lego when it comes out. Don't tell my wife, but I will definitely buy
I am
that
definitely
Lego.
buying one too. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I mean,
Oh,
like,
we can fly around together.
definitely, definitely, we're flying E-wings together.
We can touch our E-wings nose to nose. You know, it'll be great.
Yes, yes. Space talking.
Space talking. Uh, oh
I
my
I
goodness.
apologize to all the children listening to the show.
It's just docking a spaceship, dude. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Exactly. Oh, where were we? Oh, um, there was a lot of like weird visual like callbacks. You know, we talked about like here's a crawl in the beginning, here's the ship intro in the beginning. Here's like Ezra's apartment thing straight out of Rebels, you know? But
Right.
even when they introduced, live action Sabine and she was like, "Where's Sabine?" And she was like going through that freeway or something on a bike. That is something that Ezra did in like the very intro of Rebels. And I'm just like, oh, they're putting her in that Ezra position. That's interesting. And then also, I don't know if you caught this, but like the way they framed what's her name? Shin Hati?
Yeah.
She's like got her cloak on, she's looking all like brooding and ominous and emo. And then she has like a droid like kind of hanging out next to her. Total homage to Darth Maul in like Phantom Menace when he gets to Tatooine. I'm just like, oh, they're trying to make her like the new Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Hopefully she keeps her legs. Spoiler alert. But
Oh God.
but I'm digging this so far. And like what was the other one? Oh, Sabine when she's getting her armor ready.
Yeah. So that was one of the points that I pulled up when I was talking about like why I like the episodes.
Yeah, go
Sabine's armor, man. Like it's one of those things where it was cool seeing it in the show. Like I always thought she had cool looking armor, but seeing it live action was just it was fanboy all the way because like her armor looks dope.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and I love how like it looks different than the Mandalorians, looks different than Bo-Katan's, even though her and Bo-Katan are female Mandalorians. It just looks more streamlined and lightweight. It's not straight armor. Like
it's weird because she's also the last of her clan, right? So I mean,
yeah,
like, there's no other people in the Ren clan, but her armor is also it's very anti-traditional, like because of Sabine's attitude and Sabine's personality. She's very anti-establishment. She's very much a rebel. So her whole thing is, rather than the armor looking traditional, because she's an artist, she's painted and made her armor into an art piece.
right.
It's like a statement.
I feel like she's gonna go through this story arc where like she seems bitter. She's like not quite herself, she's got a lot weighing on her. I think maybe she's like stopped being an artist for a while.
Yeah.
And she's gonna find her way back to it. I think she's gonna try to find herself.
Right.
I think same thing with Ahsoka. Ahsoka's gonna find herself because I don't think she knows who she is right now. There's tension between her and Sabine, and we don't know what that's about quite yet. So it'll be.
I think a lot of that is like Sabine like disappearing, and Hera like it's just like you left when I needed you the most.
Yes.
And I think that's where a lot of the tension between the two of them comes from, is because it's like, we were family.
Yeah.
Right. And you left me. And I think Hera resents her for that. I think, but at the same time, Hera just also seems like she's on Sabine's side, because when Ahsoka was like, I don't want to take her on until she's ready, Hera was like, you need to, fix your relationship with her.
Yeah.
So it also seems like no matter what tension is happening, Hera is always going to be Sabine's mom, essentially.
Exactly. Like, hey, we were a family and we broke up and we haven't gotten back together. Ahsoka, you just it sounded like Ahsoka just kind of bailed on her.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we're gonna get more about that. But what I was gonna say about Sabine is when she's putting the armor back on, she has her long purple reddish hair
Right.
and she cuts it off, kind of very Japanese style, but almost like an homage to how Kanan did the same thing
Right.
before, like one of Kanan's like last battles before, spoiler alert, he passed away.
Yeah.
So it kind of reminded me of like, because Kanan was one of her teachers.
Right. I also wonder if with all of the ritualistic homages, because she cut her hair so that way it'll fit under her helmet again.
Yes.
If you notice, female Mandalorians tend to have short hair so that it fits under their helmet, right? So I wonder if there's going to be any kind of connection to her now that Mandalore is being reestablished. That like after everything is said and done, does she become a Jedi that fights on behalf of Mandalore? Does she come back to Mandalore and establish the again?
Yeah. Or I wonder if there's a weird way we'll see Bo-Katan,
Right.
before the end of the series and be like, we need your help.
Right. Because
I need you to help establish Mandalore.
Right, because he did say Dave Filoni did say that the movie that he's working on is supposed to be a bookend for all the live action stuff. So it's like, does that mean that at some point Sabine is the connecting linchpin for the Mandalorian? Being that she's Mandalorian by birth, she's not a foundling. She is a natural born Mandalorian.
Right. Exactly. And how does she feel? Like her family's gone. Like she should be. It feels like she should not have just been sitting on Lothal, even though she owes something to Ezra. But shouldn't she have like fought for Mandalore? I don't know. It just felt weird that she kind of disappeared for the longest time.
I don't feel like she has a lot of connection to Mandalore. I think that she left early enough to where, like she was young enough when she left that she doesn't have too much connection with Mandalore and with the people of Mandalore. I think that at some point, and this is my prediction, at some point she is going to want to go find herself and she's going to look for her roots. And, I think that's also going to be something that unlocks her abilities as a Force sensitive, especially considering that I don't think we have this in our Easter egg breakdown, but she's technically the only other Force sensitive Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Right.
We know, yeah.
Historically, at least in the canon so far, there have only been 2 Force sensitive Mandalorians. The first one being I'm forgetting his name. The dude who was descended from the guy who started the Night Watch.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. Go ahead and continue. I'm gonna look up the name right now.
Okay, you're gonna do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Tar Vizsla?
Tar Vizsla.
Yes.
Clan Vizsla, because Clan Vizsla is the only. Yeah, good call, man. Clan Vizsla is the only other clan that had a Jedi in their house, right? Well, technically he became a Sith, but I mean, like, still, he was Force sensitive, and there have not been any other like Force sensitive Mandalorian since Tar Vizsla, at least that we know of, right? That have been, like, brought up in story. And given that now at this point, hold on one second here.
All good.
Given that at this point, yeah, like, Clan Vizsla is now between Clan Vizsla and House Wren. Like those are the only Jedi that we've seen.
Right. And I wonder if like some of the kind of random Mandalorians, I wonder if they're House Wren. Like, how crazy would it be to like reconnect her with some of the people that she knew? Anyway, we're digging too deep on Mandalorian stuff. So jumping back, Say Wong chimed in the chat. Hopefully this follows the Thrawn trilogy instead of Luke, Han, and Leia. It's Ahsoka, Hera, and Sabine. What are your thoughts on the Thrawn trilogy idea Say Wong has?
I like the idea of that, right? Because in the Thrawn trilogy, you have the originals, you have Luke, Han, and Leia. I like the idea of, okay, let's continue this storyline, but rather than it being Luke, Han, and Leia, let's do Ahsoka, Hera, and Sabine, because they do follow those archetypes, right? You have Ahsoka is essentially Luke, Hera is definitely Han, and then Leia is going to be Sabine, being like, the strong female, kind of like learner kind of thing, right? So those three characters still fit the archetypes.
Interesting. That's a good call, Say Wong. Look at you go. Look at you go. I'm excited for episode 3 that's coming out like now.
Yeah,
But,
I'm watching it after we're done with the show tonight.
I'm super excited about we talked about Morgan Elsbeth. Take her. Did you check out the end credits? The very Game of Thrones-ish end credits?
Yes. So you were talking about
Like that map.
the Sith language, like the map going towards the end, and they have like all the things that are spelled out in the Sith language.
Yeah, what's funny is I watched it with Jenny, my wife, and she's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Oh, it looks Game of Thrones-ish. It looks like the map." I think that's Arabish. Like it's what the language that they use in Star Wars. But when I looked it up, it's not Arabish.
Right.
This is some weird Sith language. What is it called?
Urkatat.
Urkatat. So it's like a runic alphabet sketched by legendary Star Wars concept artist Ralph McQuarrie. So this is again another homage to Ralph McQuarrie. It's like his version of a language.
But it also was in the sequels, right? Because that's kind of like one of the big things was them trying to translate the Sith language, and C-3PO saying that he couldn't translate it. That he can understand it, but because it was forbidden, he wasn't able to actually like translate it for everyone. That's why they had to write C-3PO.
I watched a couple Rebels episodes with Ahsoka in it, and there's one where they go to a Sith temple and it's that language, and Ahsoka's like, this is like the old tongue. She didn't call it the Sith language, she called it the old tongue, and I thought that was interesting.
Right.
And then when Ezra touched it, it like activated that sort of thing. But yeah, I love that the ending map sequence. So obviously they're going to space, or going to some kind of deep space, which kind of pulling it full circle back to where we were with like, who is Merrick? Who is this Inquisitor type person,
right?
That's running around with Balin and Shin. I don't think that's Ezra Bridger, because why would they put Ezra Bridger? Because that was a rumor in the Inquisitor outfit when they're still planning to go all over, space and time. It'd be weird to be like, oh yeah, he's just here in the junkyards of the Empire fleet that we're disassembling.
But the whole thing being that, if he is an Inquisitor, if you manage to, the end of Rebels, the whole thing was that he was able to control his urges, and that he vowed not to go to the dark side.
Right.
The thing is that it makes it a compelling story if, at some point while he was in, deep space with Thrawn, that he just had nowhere to go and lost all control of himself and became a dark Jedi and essentially became an Inquisitor.
I get it.
The whole thing being that you create a lot of tension in the character.
I get all that. I get it. But like, why go on this MacGuffin adventure all the way across the universe to just have him, just fighting, in episode 1? Like, come on. I don't think they would pull that off. So I do not think that is Ezra in the Inquisitor outfit. Tacos on the table. It is not Ezra.
My other thing is it makes for an emotional moment when you reveal that he's that Merrick is Ezra Bridger, right? Because you just had this giant fight scene at the end of episode 2, right? And you see a lot of passion in the way Merrick fights, right? So it's kind of like you see this passion. He's fighting Ahsoka, and then you have this scene where it's revealed that takes the helmet off, and it's Ezra, and you get like if you do it well, you pull it off well, you have this emotional. You left me, right? And you just hear
get
this
it.
resentment with Ahsoka, and you can see an emotional moment between him and Ahsoka, right? Now you left me to die. You never came for me. You didn't even look for me, right? And not knowing that she was looking for him, but I mean, like the whole thing is like, it's the way that Ezra would take it. You know what I mean?
It's been 10 plus years. I don't know if that's considered looking.
But I mean, that's even more reason for him to be like, you gave up on me,
Right.
right? And him giving into his anger, especially towards someone like Ahsoka and someone like Sabine, who he thought were family.
So do you think this is Ezra?
I think that you can write it in a way where it's Ezra Bridger. I'm hoping for. What I hope for in this.
You, young Phil.
I think it can be.
Do you think it is?
I don't
need to commit these tacos.
Where my commitment is I'm hoping that it's not just a random. That Merrick isn't just some dude that's just like, oh yeah, he's just just some random ass inquisitor. Like that would be like a waste of character development.
You'd rather it be like the Loth Cat before it was
Definitely a Loth Cat. I definitely would want that to be like a sentient pop, anthropomorphic Loth Cat.
Oh, come on. I don't think it's Ezra. You, without saying you think it's Ezra, you think it's Ezra. So I'm gonna commit to you saying you think it's Ezra. Let's like put a beer on the line.
Oh
Beer?
man, I
Chicken
definitely
wings?
will put a beer
Taco.
on.
Let's
We'll-
put a taco on the line.
We'll do beer and tacos.
Beer and tacos. Okay.
Yeah. A beer and some tacos, okay? And
See.
that just means that
See.
at some point in the future, James 5000 is going to be in studio again. So there we go.
Exactly. Or we, Oregon, whatever works out. We'll figure it out.
That works too. That works too. So let's kind of let's
Rate it.
let's rate this.
You go. I'll let you go.
I
got all the theories.
I'm definitely gonna go with
Definitely.
I noticed the Kiwi accent in there by accident. So I'm going with I'm gonna go with 9 orange lightsabers
Oh, nice.
out of 10 possibly angry former Jedi that have become Inquisitors that want to fight all of the good guys.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. I will go. I mean, I'm digging this. I will go 9 abandoned Loth Cats to what is it? What's the ship? The E-Wings? 10 E-Wings because I cannot wait to get an E-Wing fighter.
I actually need to go to Lego's website and see if they got a pre-order for one yet, because I'm sure they're gonna make one.
It looks super. It looks like a stripped down X-Wing, like a cooler X-Wing.
Yeah, it looks like a cross between the Hoth speeder and an X-wing.
Yes, I love the snow speeders.
Yeah, snow speeders are dope, dude.
Even though they weren't originally set to be snow speeders, I don't know what they were.
Yeah. What they need to do is make the Lego Collector's Edition ones, the big ones.
Yeah, the UC.
The UC, that's what the Ultimate Collector's ones.
Mhm.
They need to make an E-wing out of that, because I think that would be a dope Ultimate Collector's.
I like it. We didn't even shout out to Grave who jumped into the chat. Destiny must be down. We didn't even mention Clancy Brown reprised his role as like who was it? Azadi. I think his name was.
That makes Clancy Brown officially 2 characters in live action now.
2?
He was the big red dude in the first season of Mandalorian in the heist.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't think about that.
yeah. So Clancy Brown is now officially
The Hellboy looking dude?
a Hellboy looking dude.
Oh, didn't he play Hellboy too?
No, he didn't.
No, that's Ron Perlman.
That's
Sorry.
Ron Perlman. I need you to become Balin and go to LA Comic Con.
Grave, make it happen. Get down there.
I'm telling you, Grave, we got to get you to LA Comic Con and you be the official horror rep for Comic Con Radio.
I can get you a discount on a lightsaber, and we'll make it orange. I know a guy.
Actually, my lightsaber, it's in the garage. My lightsaber does go orange.
Who puts their lightsaber in their garage?
We took it to an event and I left it out there with my Deadpool swords.
Oh, so you went to an event, like a movie event, without the rest of us again, and you took your lightsabers?
No, I took it to an event where Ark was at, and I brought it with us.
Ah, okay, gotcha. I thought you were doing more fun stuff without us.
Yeah,
By the way,
I was gonna say, you know what fun stuff I do without you, James, all the time?
what's that?
We get new merch because we got merch, people.
We got merch, people.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got merch. Let's talk about this merch. So if you're interested in some distance nerding merch, guys, hats are $35 each or $30 if you get multiple hats. At the moment, we only have Galaxy Gray, but hopefully we'll have new colors coming in soon, or new hats coming in soon. We got shirts. So if you want to DM us at Distance Nerding, all your favorite places, or send us an email, distancenerding@gmail. At AOL.com. We'll get you, tell us your size, how many shirts you want, $20 if you're local to Sacramento, $25 if we got to ship it to you. I haven't
Show it.
I was gonna say I haven't put the official announcement. We've just been talking about it on the show, but I haven't put a picture of it online, which I still need to do. But we've got new shirts.
Show it. Show it.
Boom.
Oh yeah, look at that. You got Unipool and Funko Jamez.
Look how buff Jamez is.
What are you doing?
Look how buff
I know,
Jamez is.
I don't think they took. I don't think they took my body for that. I think they took Chemo's because he's got that gymnastics arms and shoulders. I think they used him
James,
as the model, and I'm totally
show
okay with that.
show everybody your ripped ass shoulders, dude.
No, I got like a pimple. I don't know.
Yeah,
They're dark. They're dark. Look at this. Look, they're dark, but look at this. Watch this. Watch. This is Jamez and this is Phil. Just like light,
Holy
light dark.
shit, dude.
I'm like,
I didn't know you were that white under there.
yeah, same with you, friend.
Oh man,
I can get tan, bro. Okay, quit flexing.
They definitely modeled your arms after mine. Look at that.
Okay, so they just put on the wrong body. I get it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll take that.
Man.
All right, so we got brand new shirts. Go check them out. We're gonna post about them very soon. We've only talked about it on the streams, but they are available now. They're in Phil's possession. So if you're looking for them, $20 or $25 if we've got to ship it. We're doing a special. They're gonna go up. Once we start doing the posting, they'll go up. But so right now, you want a shirt, come get it. $20. They're super soft.
Yeah,
Right.
They are.
Shout out to Geek Saga and Eugene and Dave because they're amazing. They helped us get that locked up. So if you're looking to get your own merch, let us know. We'll hook you up with them as well. I'm excited for them. Bring me my shirt. And if you want more shirts, more merch, lucharillas.com. Go check out that Distance Nerdarilla. Man, we got so much merch happening.
I know.
So many of the merch.
So many
good.
of the merch. It's the merch.
lucharillas.com. Go check it out. You can wear it on our streams. So whether it's a game stream or a nerdy news download stream or it's the build stream, wear all that merch.
Exactly.
Wear it on a Monday while watching young Phil play Street Fighter with his character who doesn't have a shirt on.
At all. Because my character in Street Fighter is ripped, dude. Like he is very much a student of Ryu.
Are you enjoying Street Fighter?
I'm loving that game, man.
You have
I
a quick.
wish I-
Give me a quick review of Street Fighter.
so if you took Final Fight, right, which is an old school Capcom game, if you took Final Fight and Street Fighter, merge them together, and then put it in an open world environment, you get Street Fighter 6.
Mm.
The RPG element of the game, which is like very different, and it's a good concept the way they did it. The RPG element of the game is you'll find classic Street Fighter characters and like all the characters that are in the game, and you can take them on as masters, and then you can mix and match your fighting moves. So you can say, I want, like, I have Cammy's overhead moves, so like when you jump and fight and hit down, I have Cammy's overhead move, but then I have like mostly a mix of Ryu and Ken and their Shin Hadoken. So it's like it's dope, man.
Hadouken!
Yeah.
Very cool.
I like Graveyard's description of it. There are streets and there are fighters.
About 6 of them.
About 6. Street Fighter 6.
Oh, that's funny. So
Graveyard, I love you, man.
So Mondays, game streams, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., sometimes longer if you're on a mission and you can't beat a boss and you keep playing for another 3 hours.
It's never that much longer. It's usually like at most, if I go over, it's like 30 minutes.
Only 30 minutes, LeJack. We promise. We promise. Okay, and then Tuesdays, right here, the download 6:30 to 8:30. Maybe it's a little longer. We're hanging out. We're having fun. We're going to do the breakdowns. We're going to do news. We're going to do trailers. We're going to do rumors. It's awesome. Come hang out with us. Thursdays, the build. We're building Legos. I don't know what Lego you're building right now.
I am currently building the executor class starter destroyer.
When did you start that?
Last week.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Because I finished Bosch. So
That's what I saw you working on.
Yeah, so I finished Bosch over on Thursday and started the Star Destroyer. So that's the Bosch head right there.
Ah, that's what threw me off. Okay, cool. Very cool, very cool. So the build, and sometimes we'll have guests. We'll do interviews. Shout out to Graveyard, who handles a lot of the interviews, and you're amazing at it, good sir.
Yes, sir, he is.
Instead of drifting often into a conversational void, you are amazing and do some incredible interviews. Is there anybody on this week? Is it Sat Geeks? Is Sat Geeks going to be on?
No, Sat Geeks still hasn't booked, but at the moment it is going to be it's third visit in the last like 2 months. Lawrence and Diego Uriarte are coming back.
From Lumpia with a Vengeance.
Right. They have a couple
Maybe
announcements. They're going to be talking comics, and we've got a bracket this week that I know they're going to be loving Star Wars shows.
maybe they're going to be announcing Lumpia Tacos, and
Oh, right. We
you
keep
need to
giving
tell
them ideas for their shit for their movies, and like every time that we've come up with ideas, like write that down.
I know, right? That's good. That's good.
I've already told them like any ideas you guys want to take from us, by all means, it's fine.
They're good people. I love their conversations. I'm so glad they like to hang out and just talk and tell us about their world and their lives.
I told them we need a balot villain.
A bullet villain.
Yeah, the villain is a duck egg.
Hey, Coco, where's my chopper robot that you stole from me last week?
She's like, it's my chopper robot.
In my bag?
It's my chopper robot. Say something. Say distance nerding.
Distance learning.
All right, perfect.
All right, we've got a lot of adorableness happening right now.
Okay, here we go. So we got through the schedule.
Yes, sir.
So where can we find us? Everything at Distance Learning? Awesome.
Tagline, bro.
Answering my own question. Have something you want to discuss? Tell us what you're nerding out on and make sure to let us know in the Facebook group, the Distance Nerding 10 Post.
Hey guys, I tell you every week, that's just something you can do if you really want to support us. You love the show, you love everything we do. Head over to distancenerding.com. I just almost killed my computer. On the top left-hand side, you can hit a button that says join the taco party. Join the taco party. Be as cool as all the other people who have joined the taco party and support us so that we can continue trying to entertain you guys as much as we can because it's what we're doing. We're trying our hardest. Guys, follow us on all the social medias. Connect with us at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Discord, MySpace, GeoCities, Friendster, Second Life, AIM, Farmers Only, Christian Mingle, OnlyFans, Only Pictures of Aaron Watson's feet in Mandels. Okay, all at distance nerding. And if you want to just tell us how much you hate our show, how much you love our show, you have a suggestion for maybe you want to tell us about a segment that you have an idea for, or you just want to shout out a friend, or you just want to talk about just, all the fun things, or maybe you want to talk about how John Maz has crappy lighting.
Well, it's not that bad.
Right? Or how surprisingly white John Maz's chest is.
It is surprisingly white.
I was not expecting that.
That's so rude.
Email. You can send us an email. At dist.
I tan well. I can tan. I can get a tan. Nothing wrong with that.
Move along.
Ants nerding at AOL.com.
Look at that. Look at that. This straight line.
Oh, God.
We should get tank tops. We should get tank tops.
Yeah, we really should get some tank
We'll
tops.
work on getting tank tops, everybody, so we can avoid tan lines like this. All right. Thanks, everybody. And keep nerding together with your bunny rabbits.
Yeah, your bunny rabbits and your terrible lighting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the dance party. Let's get it going.
Kaya wants me to show off Mini Leia. I got a bitty pop. Bitty pop. Ah, scary Deadpool.
Distance nerding.
Whoa! Why are you taking all my Funko Pop? Shout out to Amy, Sun Yi. Good night, Grave. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry, Destiny wouldn't let you in. Look at the arms on my pop. Look how buff he is. Does he have tan lines?
We'll see everybody on Thursday.